Check 1 2 1 2, bitch.
What up, everybody? This is episode 90 of the... Is it 90?
90.
Okay, just making sure. Trying to clarify.
Yep.
I'm starting to lose track. Episode 90 of the iLLogical Sense podcast. This is your boy Busby.
Over here is your boy J.C. No Hunters. And right next to me, got somebody very important in my life. And we actually toasting, celebrating a birthday today. Say hello to my girlfriend, Larissa.
Say
What's
hi.
up, y'all? It's my 29th birthday today, so let's get into it.
A round of applause for that.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Bring your girlfriend to work day.
You're actually making history, too. You're like the first female to be on this podcast in over a year.
Yeah.
Woo woo!
Yeah, so
Go me.
So air the horns.
Yep.
So, how's y'all Memorial Day going?
That's cool. I did
So
much.
far, so good. Can't complain.
Yeah, I've been chilling, pretty much. Working and chilling. And Netflix and binge watching hella random shit.
Yeah. Nah, I made some shmoney.
You made
Did
some
some
money?
Grubhub earlier. Got a few hours in.
That's cool. I've been really abusing this DoorDash hype. I don't know why I didn't do that earlier. Shit. DoorDash?
I really don't know why you weren't either.
I don't know why.
You know they got Uber Eats too.
I don't know what's the difference.
All of them got different restaurants.
Oh, really?
Uber Eats is the only one. Uber Eats is exclusive to McDonald's.
Really? No wonder I haven't been seeing McDonald's on DoorDash.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Carl's Jr. and Jack in the Box
Mhm.
and other shit. So, and Five Guys.
Yep.
Five Guys.
Gourmet.
That shit's greasy as a motherfucker.
I know you gotta do it every once in a while though, not every day.
It's a delicacy, you
Oh
know?
my god! When you get the large fries, you gotta dig through the fries to get to your burger.
Of course you do. Shit.
Huh?
Pay $100 for the damn fries.
I'm saying.
Shit.
Worth it, though.
But it was really exciting these past 72 hours when it comes to hip hop.
72, 76, 80, something around there.
Some shit like that. And yeah, Pusha T surprised us. Well, Kanye actually told the truth.
Yeah.
Pusha T did drop his album.
Motherfucker.
It's called Motherfucker. That's what I want to. That's what this album should have been called, Motherfucker, because it's so motherfucking good. It's called Daytona. It was formerly known as King Push, but he renamed it to Daytona. 7 tracks, and they're all produced by Kanye West. And when Kanye, regardless of how I feel about Kanye, when it comes to music, he is that damn good, and it pisses me off.
I mean, I was expecting heat. So, that goes without saying. I wasn't expecting him to take a drop off. Thankfully, we didn't get to his album first. It was Push's.
Yeah.
So that helped out. But, yeah. You call this nigga Coon, Uncle Tom.
A few episodes ago, I just went in on him. We did a whole playlist dedicated to his downfall, and
Yeah.
it was like, watch what I do.
Yeah, Sunken West and any other name in the book, but
He
shit.
told
man.
us he's not in the sunken place when it comes to music. No, he's not. Just, fuck him.
He's actually in a very dark place, which was great sonically in terms of the samples.
Well, yeah, when it comes to Pusha T, I mean, it's about drug rap, pretty much.
Coke raps. But though, we gotta, as we go through the track list, we'll have to put some respect on his name, because he did a lot more than just Coke raps. Like, there were some bars all throughout.
There was no bar. There was no bars
No
left.
bar wasted.
Wasted. Just nothing but fire.
Yeah.
Fire. Just,
I mean, I don't know how you felt about the intro production track.
I loved it.
I was like, okay, it's cool. Like, at least it's kicking in. But just the way that Push gelled with it was perfect.
Man, and it's the way it just built up, and just like, when I heard the first track, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, okay, Kanye. And then the games replay came on, and I was like, oh, fuck you. And then Hard Piano, I was like, oh, and it was like Denzel from Training Day when he got shot in the ass. Oh, you motherfucker.
And before that, the games we play.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, I want to, there's some lines I want to get into.
Like what?
In the games we play, talking about, They tweet about the length I made him wait. What the fuck you expect when a nigga got a cape and he's great?
Oh my god.
Like, come on, man.
Come on. There was so many lines he was getting, and it was at the hard piano.
And then let's talk about hard piano, because hard piano is a double entendre.
And how?
Hard piano, the piano was the main melody, the hard key. Yeah. And then we're talking about kilos.
Oh my god.
Hard white.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, we're at a point now where him and Rose, they need to drop an EP together.
Shit, they need to drop something together because they have so much chemistry together when it comes to the mic,
right?
Man. So that was dope. And then what was the other one?
Come Back Baby.
That was one I was kind of blah on first, but then when I kept listening to it, I'm like, okay, he's really saying some real shit on this shit too. And there was what's it called?
Santeria.
Yeah, I really love that shit. I love the sample that kind of used.
That was my favorite track off the album.
That what? Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Why was it your favorite track?
The way the production was set up, how he was spitting, what he was spitting.
Yeah.
Just like all kinds of bravado. Like that song right there was the epitome of I do coke raps and I'm that nigga when I do coke raps and don't test my coke raps. Like that was the epitome of it.
Oh yeah. And then there was What Would Meek Do, aka How Do You Respond, which features Kanye West. And Pusha was spitting, and then I was holding my breath like, Kanye, don't spit some bullshit. And the first thing he said was
some bullshit.
Yeah, cool, scoop.
Whoop-dee scoop.
And then but then he started rapping normal. And then I was like, oh, so you still do have it. Oh, you motherfucker. But What Would Meek Do? One thing about albums I like is just how they build albums, like transitions, how you what was it? Oh my god, what's the word for it? Sequence. How albums are sequenced. And it's called How Do You Respond? And it's set up for Infrared, which I still feel is one of the... Like, at first when I heard it, I remember when they were premiering it, I was just thinking it was just a few lines of Drake. But then when you really listen to the lyrics and listen to everything he's saying, that was directly at Drake. Mm-hmm. It was some little stray shots at Lil Wayne and Birdman and shit. That was a direct... was it a direct shot or was it like a gut punch? Or a headshot.
Well,
not a headshot.
To go into that, Santeria for me was the best record on the album. Mm-hmm. Infrared was what set off what we like to call good drama.
Good drama.
All weekend.
I like Infrared's a good song.
Not to take anything away from it. It's a phenomenal record. He gets straight to the point. But, of course, there was a reason why there was a buzz all about that record.
Like, and the first thing he says is he just came all fucked up. He said it was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin Miller, the guy who wrote for If You're Reading This Is Too Late. J.C.'s best album of all time, his favorite album of all time. Am I right?
Nah, you need to drink bleach after saying that. I don't know where you got that from.
Yeah, so he just came out swinging. And then he just kept going when he said, when the CEO is blinded by the glow, it's different. Believe in myself and the Coles and Kendricks. I was like...
That's a shot.
When he purposely left that shit
That's
out.
a shot.
I the Believe in the Glow, that was kind of like the song for More Life with Kanye and Drake. Yeah, I was like, ooh.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there was no bar wasted on this album, especially this track.
I like this bar. Remember Will Smith won the first Grammy and they didn't even recognize Hove until Annie, so I don't tap dance for the crackers and sing Mammy.
And I was like, and I was the one that had to point it out to you. I was like, go back to the Hotline Bling video.
And then I saw that, I was like, oh.
Yeah, when he's doing the little tiptoe dancing. Yeah.
And then the one line that really I just love this shit. He said, the only rapper sold more dope than me was Eazy-E. How can you ever write these wrongs when you don't even write your songs? There was so much double entendre on that because it's Eric write these songs. He didn't write his songs. And that was just so fucking dope. Yeah. That was just so dope. I was like, ooh.
Beautiful.
She has no idea what we're talking about. She's just like, beautiful. Just beautiful.
I mean, I don't have too much to say because I don't like to speak when I'm not 100% knowledgeable, but I'm also not an idiot, so good lyrics are good lyrics, and when artists can really come and display their craft, and sometimes you have to put other artists in their place, and I can always respect that. So,
and plus, it was a long time coming because this was his response to Two Birds with One Stone by Drake. Because that came out in 2016, towards the end of 2016 when he was doing More Life. But the whole beef between Drake and Pusha goes back like a long-ass way and shit. So this was Drake's, I guess, that song was Drake's way of getting at him and Cudi at the same time. That's why he called it Two Birds with One Stone, because he was trying to get it all out. And he was, and then on that song, he was questioning questioning Pusha's gangsta. He was questioning his drug raps and shit like that.
Right.
And so Infrared was just Pusha like going like, oh, so you want to question my gangsta? Okay, so I'm going to question your pin game. The reason why we don't respect you. It was, in my way, that was his charged up. I'm going to turn my petty up just a little bit, because that's the shit I like. When someone pisses me off, and I hear it, I'm going, you know what? I'm going to turn my petty up just a little bit. I'm not going to go full petty. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. And, and he wanted to see how Drake was going to respond when he was more direct. Even in interviews, like on Hot 97, Breakfast Club, they would ask him about that line, and he didn't really go too deep into it. All he would say was just like, two birds, one stone. He spoke his truth. And then this one, I spoke my truth.
Well, who was the interview that he spoke with when they actually broke it down?
Which when he did a lot of them.
The one that was really when I forgot who it was.
Rob Markman, the Genius, or was it?
Yeah, Genius.
Yeah.
When he broke it down, he goes, "So what's it about?" And he goes, "It's for love of sport." I don't care. Look, this is what separates the hip hop fans from the pop culture fans, which is the most dangerous MC is the one that can't be. It's like the Joker. Yeah. It's the one that can't be bought. It's the one that does it for sport and has fun. Like, that's the most dangerous MC in the room.
And it was also, I just know him and Drake studied the 48 Laws of Power, and Pusha studied the art of timing. So he could have easily responded to the Two Birds with One Stone hella quickly, but he was like, "No, I got nothing to say. I'm gonna wait." And then he recorded that song, and it was the last track. And I'm going, let's put it on there and have Kanye produce it too.
Yeah.
And the layers in that is that Kanye co-produced Two Birds with One Stone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because remember that's when Drake was trying to use his layers to do that, because everybody noticed that too.
Yeah.
For me,
layers to this.
Yes. For me,
and it was the mirror effect.
For me, all the bars that you pointed out, again, they hit. But there was one section where I think it was just 8 straight. Where it was just nonstop. And it was, "Oh, now it's okay to kill, baby. Niggas looked at me crazy like I really killed a baby. Salute Ross because the message was pure. He see what I see when you see Wayne on tour. Flash without the fire. Another multi-platinum rapper trapped and can't retire.
I caught that
Niggas
too.
Get exposed. I see the cracks and I'm the liar. Shit, I've been exposed. I took the crack and built the wire. Now who do you admire? Your rap songs is all trying my patience. Them prices ain't real without inflation." That's a shot at the fucking sales that Drake's been putting up. And what he's talking about is the inflation. Oh, you got them numbers because now we just count streaming for anything now. So that's where it boils down to.
Think another rapper trapped. What did he say? Another rapper trapped into the what? Another multi-platinum rapper trapped and can't retire.
Yeah,
I caught that line because he can't get out of
the cash money. Right.
Because every time you look at anything anything that he drops, I usually do that. Every time a song drops, I go on Apple Music just to see what it says at the bottom. I'm like, yep, cash money. Yep, cash money.
And thanks to Tidal, we got the linear credits. So you can always now you can see the producer, the writers, the publishing, and all that.
And Spotify does that now too.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know why Apple Music, they need to do that shit too. Oh no, you said Tidal wrong.
Well, you gotta get that title.
You gotta get this is an inside joke we do. It's how Jay-Z says title.
You gotta get that title.
Gotta get that title. You said title wrong.
The fact that people even look at that, I think, is amazing. So.
Yeah, you have to. I do that on my.
If you're gonna properly credit it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like all streaming sites should do it. Why not?
No.
But I caught that multi-platinum rapper line. I was like, ooh. It was just a bunch of just darts at Drake, So after that song came out, I'm thinking, what does Drake usually do when shit like that happens? He don't say shit. He'll probably do some little subliminal shit.
After that song dropped, after it just completed, I was like, yeah, this is... It don't matter how you feel about Ye. It don't matter what the fuck thing going on. This is something that's going to most likely end up on everybody's top 10 hip-hop list of the year. 7 songs, 21, 22 minutes.
7 songs. And that's another thing that Pusha kept saying. Like, him and Kanye would argue. because he didn't want to do just 7 songs, and Kanye was like, "Nah, 7 songs."
Yeah, because remember King Push was like 12 to 13 songs.
12 songs.
Yeah, and they went in. When they went to Wyoming, they scrapped it.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't scrap it. Ye scrapped it.
No. Kanye said he was riding around listening to the album, and he was just what he did Push. According to Pusha, Kanye said he was riding around listening to it, and he was like, "I can do all these beats better.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can go and just rework these beats and do it better." And God damn you, Kanye. I want to be mad at you, but fuck you, man. And I said it this week, like, cause it's a great album. It's 7 songs. Like Thriller was 9 songs.
Mm-hmm.
The 24K Magic was 9 songs. What other songs were like hella out? Like classic albums were like hella short. Illmatic was 10 songs, but if you take out
Purple
the intro,
Rain's 9.
Purple Rain's 9. If you take out Illmatic, if you take out the intro, that's 9 songs.
Yeah.
But 7 songs, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, when you really listen to like your favorite albums, you only probably listen to like 7 good songs, and skip the rest.
DJ Booth had a good point, and shout out to everybody, our friends at DJ Booth.
Mm-hmm.
They had a really good point where it was just a few months ago, everybody was bitching and complaining about Migos having 24 tracks, but now the same people are bitching and complaining that Push has 7 tracks. So what would you prefer? Listening to an album once that has 24 tracks, or constantly replaying over and over an album that has a good, solid foundation of 7 tracks, and then that's there.
And you can just replay it. Because
right.
Kanye's about to do that with his album that's supposed to come out on this Friday.
Right.
7 songs. And if you really think about it, I was like, Life of Pablo was 12 songs. It was. It was 12
with all
songs.
the skits, yeah.
And Jesus was 10 songs. So I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, this could. Oh yeah, if you take out the little skit in the intro, it was only like 11 songs for Life of Pablo. Damn you, Kanye. Damn you.
And if you want to get down to it, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was 11 or 10 songs.
Oh, well, it was like 14. Oh, if you take out the intro.
If you take out all the lights skit and then the outro.
Yeah. Damn you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this album is going to go down as one of the best albums of the year. It's already in my top list right now until Kanye, and then Kanye and Cudi, and then Nas, and then, God damn you, bitch-ass motherfucker.
Shout out to Tiana Taylor.
And then in June, because then in June, we potentially, we're going to have a lot of album of the year contenders.
Yeah.
Because Kanye doesn't lie when it comes to to this. Yeah, he's not bullshitting.
Right.
We don't even know the title of this album that's coming. And I'm kind of scared, especially, can we talk about that damn
the cover art?
Yeah.
Before you guys jump into that, I do want to say that I think Kanye knows what he's talking about musically with the whole number of tracks thing and keeping it to, 7 or 12 or what have you. As someone who's a very selective music listener and has a very short attention span, please keep it to 7 to 12 tracks because I ain't listening to all of them.
Especially with this ADD era now.
Yeah.
I personally just don't have the time. So, and I think as far as like production and things like that, Kanye really hits the nail on the head. My only thing for him is I wish he would just stick to what he knows and shut up on everything else.
See, that's why Kanye's such a polarizing person. It's like, I love him and hate him at the very same time. It's just like, I want to hate you, but this music is so good. It's like, me and J.C. were talking about this last night. It was like, was he like the most polarizing since Pac? Not musically or anything, but just as a person. It's like, you would see Tupac on the news all the damn time, and then you hear his music and you hear what he stands for. It's like, damn, you're fucking dope, but why you keep doing this stupid shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, but and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like what Tupac was saying and a lot of stuff that he had in the media was kind of like, fuck the police, or he was just outlandish.
I was him too.
True.
I mean, him spitting at them and him flipping them out. Like, I feel like a lot of things that Tupac was saying and doing in the media, it was just out of outrage.
True.
Of things that people were outraged about at the time.
True.
Kanye West is just a lot of the times loud and wrong. There's a very big difference.
Yeah.
And I have a problem with comparing the two.
I know what you mean, but I'm talking about when it comes to just the media and just the
coverage overall.
The coverage of everything.
True.
It's like every time you turn on the news, like back then, every time you turn on the news, you saw Tupac was on it. It was like, oh, what this nigga do now? Now I was at this point, I asked my mom, you hear about Kanye? He's like, oh, what do you do now?
That's true. That's true. Because it's different coverage now. So I can agree to that.
Look at my baby over here contributing and shit like that. Like,
you didn't think I was just gonna come on here and be quiet, did you?
No. Man, I'm gonna be quiet.
but no, Yes, we had that talk last night. Now the cover art, I done already switched my cover art.
Yeah, I need. There's other cover arts out there. What's your cover art? What is it?
I actually want to give a shout out. I'm about to find old boy that did it for me.
Because I think Pusha put up his original cover art on his what's it called? On his fucking Instagram.
Oh, did he?
I don't think it is the cover art, but I can tell that was probably the original one he was going for.
Right.
But I know what you mean. We should just talk about it because fucking Kanye again. So Pusha said, when he was talking to Angie Martinez, he said everything that's going on right now is going on in real time. So we just literally finished the album a few days ago because it was like on Wednesday or Thursday. It was like on a Wednesday. He just said, yeah, we literally just finished the album. So, yeah.
And when you say finish it, like they just got done sending it to mastering.
Yeah. So then he said, like, yeah, the cover art, yeah, we just literally choose a different cover art. And Angie's like, oh, what is it? Well, we sat down, we took photo shoots, we did the cover and everything. Me and Kanye sat and talked about it and everything. And then after that, he calls me at 1 a.m. and it was like, yo, got an idea for a cover. And he was like, oh, what is it? And he sent him the cover and he was like, okay. And Angie was like, oh, what is it? What's the image? He's like, it's something. He's like,
yeah,
it's something.
It's something, all right.
So then all of a sudden I log on to Twitter and I see the cover art. I'm like, why is this a bathroom with hella drugs and shit? And then, Nav from Hip Hop and More did his little research and he's like, oh yeah, this was Whitney Houston's bathroom in 2007 when it was after a drug binge.
What kind of shit is that?
Yeah.
And in a fucked up way, it kind of does suit the album cover. It suits the music in a way, in a fucked up way.
It always goes back to what I say about Kanye. He's an evil genius.
Yeah.
He's a very, very evil genius because it definitely makes sense. But at the same time, it's like...
Come on, nigga.
For real, bro? Like, come on now.
Personally, I feel like it was walking a very, very thin line. The image itself, in a bathroom after a drug binge and kind of the photoshopping and how it was portrayed and the photo itself, I'm all here for. Mm-hmm. The fact that it was Whitney Houston's bathroom, let's be a little bit more tasteful. There's a lot of details and things that we see that we don't know what it's from. So I say all that to say this. He could have got the image. He could have paid the $85,000 or whatever. Why couldn't we? Why did we have to say it was Whitney Houston's bathroom? Why was that so significant? Because if you needed her name to make it quote unquote art, you're wrong. If you just wanted a cool image of this like dark, desperate, drug infested bathroom, then by all means use it. Pay the money, keep quiet, and make it your cover art.
I think that was probably his intention until And
I think that's exploitive, and I think that part of it was wrong. Using the image, cool, but I think he could have protected her. He could have protected someone who was a legend in this game who should be respected. I think he should have held her name to a higher esteem. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
I mean, my whole take on it is everybody knows that I have the utmost respect for Whitney. Mm-hmm. And more times than none, when I don't speak highly of her, it's in a joking manner. More times than none, it has to do with the fact that people speak so highly of her, but they treat Bobby Brown like shit and make it seem like
Bobby Brown
he was the demon,
but
when really they latched onto each other.
Yeah, Whitney's crazy.
Right. So, but in seeing that, I was just like, damn, man, like,
Kanye's just weird.
Because you see that, and then because I'm thinking of it from Bobby Brown's perspective of yes, they were already divorced, but you see that image and it's like, not only did I lose my ex-wife, my daughter's gone as a result to some similar shit to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I know that wasn't his intention. I hope, well, I'm not gonna say I don't know the man, so hopefully it wasn't his intention.
Kanye wants to do everything out of love. And that's how he is now. So his intention wasn't to hurt her.
Right, but shout out to...
it was not a love. It was not a shock value.
That too. Yeah.
Shout out to...
used that woman's name and her family's name to get shock value, because if he didn't, he would have paid for the image. He would have shut up. It would have been a dirty bathroom for a drug album or whatever, great music or not, and we would have kept it pushing. It was said for a reason that it was Whitney Houston's bathroom. Let's call a spade a spade. Come on, you guys.
Yeah. Fucking Kanye. See, now you're making me hate him again.
and shout out to J90 Trey. So he went out and he put up two different versions of the cover. We'll have the intern retweet it from the Illogical Sense
let me
page.
see it because the laptop's kind of on the other way, and I don't want to move it.
I'll show it.
Yeah. You can show me later. But yeah, now off that note, music-wise, hip hop was in a great spot, and when it came to Drake, everyone was saying that Drake, because usually when diss tracks come out, especially because everyone be dissing Drake now, it's like, well, he doesn't really respond. He will just, go on Instagram, say little things, do his little subliminal shit. He's riding high. He got the charts. He wouldn't say. He's not going to say that. I'm thinking he's not going to say nothing because he was like, he never said nothing to Pusha for how many years? Like, hella years. He never really said anything.
Yeah, no, that was definitely the talk. The talk up to that point was, man, he got to respond, but he ain't going to respond.
Exactly. That's how it always is. He got to respond, but that ain't going to respond. And then, so I'm just going to break down this where I was. I just got out of seeing the Star Wars movie Solo, which was all right. I see. Just you can go see it if you want to.
Yeah.
Y'all can go see it if you want to. You don't watch Star Wars, so you probably just want to get it.
Not at all. Over my head.
Wow. Damn. Yeah. Shit.
I might buy a cute graphic tee at Target though, but I probably won't.
Didn't you say that you got to get her up on Star Wars, bro?
No, she's not doing that.
I mean, the Spark Notes, aren't those movies like 8.5 hours long?
Well, there is like a 40-minute, there's a 40-minute retelling of everything that happened on YouTube. I can send you the link if you got 40 minutes to kill.
No, I have things to do. I have memoirs to write. Like, I just can't.
Jeez. Listen out, man. Anyway, shout out to Donald Glover. It made $150 million, which is considered a failure for Disney standards. Like, what?
Nah, that's a failure just for Star Wars standards.
Like, what? But fuck you. Anyway, I'm getting off.
Just one more side note. It's like Godfather 3. Put it up against any other film, it's probably going to be good, but hold it up to the Godfather trilogy standard.
Trash.
Yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah, but anyway, so I get out of seeing Solo. I'm sitting, waiting for my Uber. I'm going on Twitter, and all of a sudden I'm seeing lines from crazy, disrespectful lines getting, quoted, and I'm like, what the fuck? All of a sudden, I look on at OVO Sound, and I was like, oh, he responded.
Yeah.
And I instantly sent it to J.C. with the bold letters.
You sent it to me, and I was already 30 seconds in.
Yeah. I was like, Drake responded! So I sat back and listened, and I was like, especially how it opened, he just had this sigh.
Oh my God, bro, the sigh.
Just like,
so much sass and disappointment. Like that, the sigh was disrespectful in itself. Like Push got to come back and respond just to the sigh.
We're gonna get to that part, but it's how he just went. This motherfucker, like really? The audacity of you. He said the audacity that you would even diss me, and then all of a sudden, Drake just came out just. Like, you remember how Darth Vader in Rogue One?
Yep.
Just slicing and dicing Pusha. What line should we just pick from this?
Well, you gotta start from the beginning, because, again, we talk about no bars wasted.
Drake just got his hip-hop pen ready, and he said...
So if you rebuke me for working with someone else on a couple of these... Verses, what do you really think of the nigga that's making your beats? I've done things for him I thought I never would need. Father had to stretch his hands out and to get it from me.
I pop star for 30 hours and let him repeat. Now, Kanye's went on record even saying that Drake helped him with Father Stretch My Hands in 30 hours. But I'm really thinking about it. I was like, so you want to take credit for Father Stretch My Hands? Really, Drake? You want to fall on? You want to die on that hill? I mean, you want to take credit for bleaching assholes and shit?
I was gonna ask. I was like, "Isn't that the one about the T-shirt?" And
yep.
Like that. That's kind of almost
you
like
feel bad. I mean, whatever.
I mean, that's kind of a diss of itself. So Pusha can use that against him, and but he just kept going. He's like, "Now you popping jokes, and I'm dead. On the seat. When he said I just left from over there by putting pen to the sheets.
Yeah, I was like, shit.
I was like, ooh, I'm tired of sitting quiet and helping my enemies eat. And it's true. He was in Wyoming helping. Yeah. There was reports that he was out there.
We'll get to that later. There's a lot of niggas that was in Wyoming or supposed to be headed to Wyoming. We'll touch on that later.
And he just keeps going. The one said, he said, you're not even top 5 as far as your whole label talent goes.
Bro, before that, you must have had your infrared wrong. So this was after hearing the song.
It was like...
You must have had your infrared wrong.
Yeah.
Now you're head in the beam. Y'all are spitting image of whatever jealousy breeds.
Don't push me when I'm in album mode. And then he's like, we're going down every line. We did this with Pusha. We're doing this with Drake. Like, it was just one long-ass verse. Just like, I'm getting tired of trying to help my enemies eat. Like... And then he said, I could never have Virgil in my circle and hold him back because he makes me nervous. See, that line, that made me laugh. At first,
that was a funny line.
No, at first when I was like, oh my God. Like, I was just like, I couldn't believe he fucking did it. And then when I heard that line again, I was like, hold up. I could never have a Virgil in my circle and hold him back because he makes me nervous. You know, Weeknd heard that shit like, okay. Party Next Door heard that like,
No, you know, it's funny because of that.
Uh-huh.
But off of technicality, he's not wrong because all of the acts on his label have released at least 2 records. So off of technicality, now should they have gotten the push that they should have gotten? Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah, he dropped the ball on that.
Mm-hmm.
But off of technicality, he's dropped at least 2 of the records from each act.
Yeah, and Virgil, and I guess he's alluding to that Charlamagne interview when Kanye talked about Virgil when he kind of came off like kind of jealous of his new shit.
And for those who don't know, Virgil is Virgil Abloh, a fashion designer.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's at GQ. Where's he at now? Not GQ. He's at he got hired somewhere. Some big ass fashion line now. What? It's just some big fashion line. Y'all can do your research. Shit.
Oh, he's the head menswear designer at Louis V.
Yeah, Louis Vuitton. There you go. And that kind of made Kanye mad. That's some shit that he wanted since he's in fashion and shit.
Right.
But Drake just kept going in. It was like every bar he just kept getting him, questioning about his gangster. He said, "There's no malice in you."
He called him leeches and serpents.
He called him. That nigga Drake called you. There's no malice. You're a very approachable dude.
Yeah.
This nigga named Aubrey Drake Graham from Degrassi said, told a gangster dude that you're not even gangster. You're a very approachable dude. Man, fuck you.
Your brother said it was your cousin, then him, then you, so you don't rap what you did. You just rap what you knew.
See, now, that was like, okay.
Spicy.
You know, it was a lot of personal shots he sent at him. And it was just like, oh, so Infrared struck a nerve, didn't it, Aubrey?
Yeah, see, back to back was taunting.
That was just taunting. He was giving blows.
This shit right here was personal. This is a bona fide diss record. That's not to say that back to back wasn't, but let's call it for what it is. There's a difference between the 2 records.
Back to back was like a club record.
That was, and it was just like, I'm gonna just taunt you so that way you can hear this over and over again.
It was like, you know, Muhammad Ali just hitting you and dancing around.
Right.
That was back to back.
This one was Muhammad Ali, like in the moment, like I gotta whoop your ass.
I gotta whoop your ass.
Yeah.
Now. Well, that was more like, he was just hitting. And then another one, he said, I'm going to let it ring on you like Virginia Williams. That's his wife. That's his wife. And I'm like, oh, you know, if I was Pusha and heard this shit, he probably smiled. Like, especially the last line.
Oh, we'll get to why he smiled.
Oh, yeah, and then he said, tell Ye we got an invoice coming to you. Consider that we just sold another 20 for you. And then after the song came out, we tweeted the song and said, yeah, send the
invoice for 20.
And then Drake did exactly that. And it was at $100K. And he said, you're welcome for reviving your career.
Yeah.
So there was other lines he said on there. It was just like vicious blows after blows. It was that Scorpio flow, man. I was like, okay, Drake. I was like, you actually grew. You a real boy now. I'm a real boy. You're a man now. I see, because when Joe Budden was getting at you, he dropped you 3 EPs. He dropped you an EP worth of diss records, and he only gave him half a bar. Now with Pusha T, you fucking. I said it before. Pusha T is going to go down in history as the only rapper to get under Drake and Lil Wayne's skin. After he released Exodus 23:1, Lil Wayne came out and said, fuck Pusha T and anyone that loves him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was what, 2012?
Something like it. Was it 2012?
2012.
Yeah.
It was.
And Pusha
2011, 2012, one of the 2.
And that diss track was trash.
Which one?
Lil Wayne's response.
Oh yeah, that was
even Pusha T said, I ain't responding to that. I was with my girl. We heard that shit. We laughed our ass off. But this shit,
niggas too fucking leaned out.
Yeah, and then fucking Infrared, that got under Drake's skin so much that it just irritated. Because I know what was irritating him just hearing that, and then scrolling through Instagram, seeing people at Pusha T's party, seen the line get retweeted, seen interviews, seen what he's saying, and he was just like, fuck this nigga.
And he had the SNL face.
It was exactly that. So, yeah, right now it is, what day is it right now? The 28th?
28.
Yeah, it is May 28, 2018, as we're recording this, and there's no response yet.
Which rightfully so. I mean, you gotta play chess with this. You can't just come out and just drop something nonstop. Because initially what we were thinking was, okay, so for OVO sound, OVO radio, he's gonna release it, and they're gonna go from there. Because he played
the diss track on OVO radio,
right? So it's like, all right, all right. So now it's gonna be available all retail, digital retail, yada yada yada. But then he drops the official first single,
official second single, third single, follow up to Nice for What,
which is I'm Upset. And the title alone sounds very light-skinned and the complete opposite of what he just did on this track.
No, I'm thinking like it was a second reply on some back-to-back shit.
Right.
I'm like, okay, here we go. And I'm hearing it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? It was forgettable.
Fucking diet expired 21 Savage.
It was hella forgettable. It was like, why would you release this, bro? Like, are you trying to prove a point? Like, are you trying to say I can release some bullshit and it'll still go number one? Because it did go number one on iTunes. It's probably going to go like number 5 on the charts or some shit like that. But it's like, there was no reason to release this record. Mm-hmm. Like, if somebody in your circle should have just said like, nah, don't release this. Just sit back and let the diss track speak for itself. Like, she pulled the Remy Ma.
Yeah.
But like you just said, it top charts and it's probably going to top other charts. And was probably the move. I don't think Drake is that stupid. I think he knew that it was trash. I think he knows when he releases trash. But he also knows his audience and that he's going to chart high. So by all means, get your coin.
But he could have just released the fucking freestyle. People were telling me like, no, it didn't prove.
Well, why not make more money?
No. But they're saying like, well, he could have made money releasing that freestyle. It would have went number one. It would have went number one on the charts.
His legacy is still attached to it. That's why we're looking at it from the standpoint of, all right,
because he released back to back as a single, and he even got nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah, it's more so just the simple fact, like, if you're talking about album mode, but we still got to debate whether or not you got a classic or not. Like, that's not the move to go if you're trying to convince us. I mean, maybe he's not trying to convince us anymore that he could.
Right, depends on what his motives are at this point.
I mean, God's Plan and Nice for What ain't.
You want to know what really, I think the line that really got Drake that pissed him off was that line when Pusha said, I believe in myself like the Coles and Kendricks.
Oh, yeah.
Because any real hip-hop fan, they really generally only respect Kendrick and J. Cole.
Yeah.
Because they write their shit. When Meek came out, he said Drake doesn't write his shit, but J. Cole and Kendrick, yeah, they still write their shit. They write their shit. They're the only ones that are real. Drake,
and I think that's the most interesting thing about this is that all throughout these bars, he didn't have, I want to call it shame, because I mean, that's the thing when it comes, like, a lot of fans are still realizing that when it comes to making hip hop songs, not just the bars, but the songs, there's multiple people in the room. Yeah. It's not just one person. But he had, I don't want to call it shame. It's like he let it be known that Quentin Miller was involved.
He said,
when he said, as for Q, man, I changed his life a couple times. Nigga was at Kroger working double time. And then the funny thing about that was Quentin Miller went up and he goes, actually, it was Publix.
But you could tell that was one of those, you know, when you piss off your woman and she just be getting the facts all wrong when she's writing you that long ass fucking text message. No offense.
That ends with okay.
No, I don't write long text messages. I slash tires, so no offense taken.
Okay. So
I've heard many stories.
Okay, you want to tell everyone your favorite Eminem record before we move on?
My favorite Eminem record is Kim. It is one of my favorite love songs, and it is why I love him to this day. I think it's a song about true passion because you can't have that kind of hatred without love, right?
So, Drake. Pray for J.C.
I ain't got to pray for me. I'm good.
Anyway, so I'm just saying that and I was talking about it on Twitter with one of my, I forgot what his name was. Damn, it escapes me. But I was like, I think that what Meek did is damper his armor. That really does get to him that people don't respect him. He could have number ones all across the world. Scorpion can go quadruple platinum and shit like that. But at the end of the day, people are just going to be like, you didn't write your shit. You can't be considered one of the greatest of all time.
And that's the thing that when we talk about the three-headed monster that is Drake, Kendrick, and Cole, that's the common denominator, which is Drake is only there because of the numbers. And in hip-hop, we don't go off of numbers.
You go off that pen.
We go off your pen game and your delivery first, and then whatever.
And people are even questioning this song. Like, who were your writers that helped you with this shit?
Right. I mean, it's to go into detail with it, it's how somebody like Black Thought, who was never released a solo joint to this point, but him and Ninth Wonder can announce that they're dropping a joint album this very Friday, the same Friday that Kanye's supposed to be dropping, where he could drop, and he pretty much shuts down the hip-hop community on Twitter. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because of his pen game.
Yeah.
It's a common respect there.
And that's the thing that really gets him. Like, Drake is, in a lot of ways, he's like Wale, in a way. Because Wale, no all respect to him, he's really frustrated that people don't compare him to the Kendricks and Drakes and all this other stuff. And he raps his ass off. He has a lot of great music.
Big Sean has that same spike too.
Yeah.
If we want to get down to it.
Oh, yes. Big Sean too. But in a way, Drake is so successful. He's like so successful. And, he has this massive core fan base. But when it comes to hip hop heads, like real hip hop heads, like the core of hip hop, they're not going to respect him. Fonte probably, because he looks up to Fonte.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to his old mixtapes, like The Room for Improvement and Comeback Season, he looks up to Ninth Wonder and Fonte and all of them. And they probably won't respect him. Mobb Deep, Style Speed doesn't really respect him because he doesn't write his shit. Like, yeah, you dope, but you can't respect it. And that pisses him off. No matter what he does, nobody in the hip hop community will respect him except those numbers.
Although, shout out to Styles P, he actually did acknowledge Drake for coming back with
I give him that. I acknowledge that. That's dope.
Yeah, because Styles, when he tweeted, he goes, "I love hip hop when cats talk greasy to each other."
Exactly. Everyone's all buddy and shit. Fuck that.
Same thing with the NBA.
Oh yeah, what was that? Oh, I was leading into what we talked about last week after the show about what Drake is in if he's considered in the NBA. He is, even though he doesn't have no classic albums to the majority, he is LeBron. What's it called? He has LeBron stats with Carmelo Anthony results.
Yeah.
Which means to you little slow people is that he has all the achievements that LeBron has. When it comes to stats, he has the charts, he has the record sales, he sells out tours. He has all the stats and awards when it comes to that. But when it comes to classics, like rings, like with Carmelo Anthony, he always falls short.
Just them all-star patches.
Exactly. You have a lot of greatest hits.
Drake will have a hell of a greatest hits catalog. Probably be about 4 discs worth if they do the physicals, for sure.
I'm pretty sure Scorpion's going to be the very same shit. It's going to be the same shit he always does. He's going to sell a lot. Of course, he's probably going to sell 2 million when it comes out. But yeah, whatever. So that leads us to this question. When do you think Pusha's going to respond?
I said if Push wants to play chess, you just wait till Drake drops the album and do the exact same thing.
The mirror effect.
Yeah. Wait for the 12-hour wave, and then out of nowhere.
He should drop it literally the day he does drop it.
What's that thing we won't know until
it happens.
It's dropped. And knowing Drake, we had to talk about this too. I wouldn't be surprised if Drake drops this Friday just to say fuck you, Kanye.
As a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that too. But yeah, in my opinion, I'm patient with it. Everyone on Twitter is going like the majority, I guess, sadly, the majority is going like, oh, Pusha's taking too long. Drake, Pusha's been adding this shit for too long. He should go in the booth right now and release something, or else Drake's going to win. Because that's what I'm scared of. That's what I know is going to happen when he finally releases a response. Everyone's going, oh, it's too long. You took too long. And Drake finally won. And you ain't saying nothing that good. And, it's going to be like, they're going to give the W to fucking Drake, even though Pusha's gonna probably most likely say some fucked up shit, and I know it's coming. If he got under his skin with this, imagine what the second response is gonna be.
Oh, I'm upset. Definitely left himself open without a shield.
Yeah,
like that was the worst move you could have made, was taking your shield down for a second to be like, yeah, I'm going to use this opportunity to boast something that's not worthy.
Yeah.
Like that, this is a time of war. You don't make those moves.
You don't make those type of
moves. And
moves.
The thing of it is that within the hip-hop community, like we know, we there's a difference between this versus when Meek called him out. Meek called him out and didn't use a record. We be talking about that situation in a whole different light. If Meek doesn't go to Twitter and Meek just drops the record, and in the middle of the record, his track stops and Quentin Miller's voice pops up,
that would have been a whole.
It's a whole different history.
It would have been a whole. That would have killed him.
Oh, so it's not the same. It's that Push. This started because of a song that Push dropped. Drake responded. So now wait it out. It's not like he talked and then Drake responded twice and we're still waiting for a record. That was what the difference was.
Yeah, see, we think logically here. You know that niggas out in the illogical universe don't think logically. That's why we made this shit. To make logical sense in an illogical world.
Well, you know who made a logical move off of illogical bullshit was your favorite femc, Nicki.
Oh yeah, before we get into Nicki.
Ay, Dios mío.
Before we get into Nicki, what were we talking about last week? We were just debating about if she was going to go number one or not. Were we just saying that a lot?
I based it off the fact of, well, who's she going up against? It's not the fact that I believe her record's going to be great and it's going to be deserving of number one. It's more based on, well, who's she going up against to stop her? Yeah. Because she has the fan base to do it.
Yeah. Well, we won't know until another few months. Because she announced that her album's getting pushed back to August.
That's a whole fucking season.
That's a whole... Summer's over by then. You have anything to say?
I want her to release the music and be quiet otherwise. That's all I wish for her.
But
is because I feel like she's kind of Little Kimming her career. And what I mean by that is you can have as many classics, as big of a fan base, and be as well respected. But in the late part of your career, if you do so many things that are damaging, and if you won't just shut the fuck up, it clouds it. And I wish that she would just be quiet, not go on another hiatus, whatever the fuck that was. I wish she would just be quiet and let her music speak, because she's starting to look a little Kimmish to me.
It happened after Sheether.
Yeah,
that's when it started. And then when she released No Frauds.
But she could have... But I feel like she could have even redeemed herself after that. Her fan base was so deep and so strong. I'm 29 years old. You could put on Itty Bitty Piggy right now. On God, I could recite it like I produced it, like I wrote it. Like, I'm a Nicki fan.
And so this is hurtful to see, huh?
It is. It hurts my soul, because the more she tweets, the more she just does anything. I'm like, baby girl, you have to be quiet.
You already know why she's doing all this, right? Because of the new kid in town, Cardi B. Cardi B took her crown.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
Queens don't get off their throne to address peasants. And if you think that you're better than Cardi B, then be better than Cardi B. Just be it. Just exist in it.
See, you're the first woman on here that makes any type of sense when it comes to Nicki Minaj.
Like, just like
you're
like
not
just
blinded by
like
this.
just wake up every day and just be great. And if you're a true queen, you can give Cardi B her flowers, and it don't take away from yours. But that could be a whole nother conversation.
I don't even know why she calling her album queen when the songs ain't popping like that,
and when her wigs are so bad.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, so we talking about Barbie Teens, and then what was it?
Chun-Li's the only one that's actually kind of popping.
And both them shits dropped on the charts.
I mean,
I preferred Barbie Teens over Chun-Li,
really?
but that's my personal opinion.
Why?
I don't know. The beat was better. I honestly, you know what, and maybe I don't have the greatest opinion because I listened to Chun-Li like 1 1/3 times.
Yeah, Chun-Li's the only one that's low-key kind of popping at the club. And I say low-key because they only play like the first verse and they move the fuck along.
Right?
In the very beginning when everyone's coming into the club.
Bro, from June 15th to August 10th. That's a jump.
I don't even think the album was going to come out on June 15th because she announced it at the Met Gala. That's when she announced it.
Wait, I thought her album was coming out August 18th.
No. She originally announced it when she went to the Met Gala. She went to some news reporter.
Oh, yeah. I want to be the bad guy, or since I'm the bad guy, or whatever the hell that was. Yeah.
No, she went to the Met Gala and she said that Queen, the album's called Queen, and it's coming out June 15th. She said that. And then what makes this even funnier is that my friend, Nessa, she watched the Ustream when not the Ustream, but her IG Live when she made the announcement that she's pushing the album back. And she was saying shit like, yeah, like, I was listening to the album again and, I'm not ready for it. And, you know, I want to give you guys the best product ever, and, you know, I got to move it back, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to release something on the 15th tonight to keep the fans over, but I love my fans. And in the back of my mind, I was like, hold up. She's saying that she's not comfortable with the album coming out now, but she just told Zane Lowe this is the best product she ever produced.
She's the most comfortable. She's the most free. She has the freedom to do what she wants. Yes. And
so as a fan, I'm wondering, okay, you want to put out the best product you have. You're pushing it. Is she remastering something? Is she writing new verses? Or like, what are you doing?
No, this is what happened. The label heard the album and said, this ain't cutting it. And the singles ain't popping, and your album literally sounds like this bullshit you just released. And we did this before when you released No Frauds and all the motherfucking 2 tracks that didn't fucking pop. So we're giving you 2 more months.
They said Chun-Li, Lee Chun, Barbie Ting the whole shit's trash.
Yeah. So we're giving you a few more months to get your shit together, and if you could get slightly a buzz, and then by then, yeah, we'll release it.
You know what that tells me?
What?
And this is going to stir the pot, but it is what it is. That tells me that the execs heard the album and didn't think it was going to fuck with Cardi long term.
Nope. No. Yeah, exactly.
So that tells me so much with so little.
And Cardi hasn't said one word about Nicki, man. Nicki's the one that said Cardi's name.
But here's the thing. Let's take it back to the music, though. Like... And maybe this is just me being an old school Nicki Minaj fan, but it's like, if your music is quality, then your music is quality. And I kind of feel like her squawking all this time is what like damaged her, because she was rocking like Sally's weaves with pink under it and doing verses, and she was popping, she was hot. You couldn't go anywhere.
She has Safari to help her.
I'm not doing that with you today. I'm not doing that with you today. I'm not doing that with you today. But what I'm saying is she has such a strong fan base, and I do believe in the lyrics and the beats that she can get, or whatever, the clout she has to get the producers, or yada, yada, yada. So I get what you're saying, babe, where you're like, oh, the execs heard it, and they were like, oh, this isn't it. She should have had enough clout, and she should have had enough passion, and she should have done enough for her to kind of look at them and be like, fuck you, I'm Nicki Minaj. We're releasing this shit on June 15th. Like, why wasn't she able to do that? Is it because she won't shut the fuck up? Is it because she's lost passion for the game? What's going on?
Well, how we've described it over the years is that she's become too stagnant in knowing that she hasn't had competition up until the last 2 years.
Until Remy Ma came out.
When Remy Ma came out and Remy Ma
knocked out Crown on.
Now
she didn't pick it up. She just knocked it off.
Now people can say what they want in terms of record sales and all that stuff. But when it came to Sheether, when it came to bars, it was enough to catapult her. And even though she didn't have sales-wise, it was enough to catapult her to snatch her award at the BET Awards.
And I guess that's what breaks my heart as a Nicki fan, is because you had someone really come for the core of who you were as an artist, as a rapper, as a lyricist, as a woman, as a black woman in this game, and then you release something like, I don't want no frost. Bitch, are you serious? Like, I'm rallying behind you, like, and that's what you did? Like,
you're the first woman to
So I guess you guys are right. Like, but that hurts me, and I wish she would just come back to who she was. Like, bring back Itty Bitty Piggy, bring back the bad pink weave, bring it back bring it back the push up bra. We got you. There's OG fans out there that will stand behind you for real. So you were not these teeny bopper little stands.
You sound like me when I went off on Eminem with Revival. Shit, you really are a fan.
Like, we got you. It did.
You're like, this is the best you can do.
It was awful. Fucking, like, what was it? 10, 12 days later?
It was like 2 weeks later, wasn't it?
And you came out with some little Sesame Street ass beat? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm waiting in the cut like, nope, Remy, okay, that was cool, but don't worry, my bitch got it. And you came out with that? And I still gotta go out in public as a Nicki Minaj fan? Bitch, you embarrassed me. Like, no, I'm hurt. I am.
Shit! Bitch, you embarrass me.
And I just know she's better than that. So I'm still standing in the wings where I'm like, nah, you're coming. But she keeps talking and talking like that alcoholic auntie at the barbecue. Like, just be quiet. We know you were bad in 85, but either stand in that or shut the fuck up. Why do you keep ruining your legacy? Like, she won't stop.
See, you get it. You get it. That's why I go in on her all the damn time on Twitter, because it's just funny. It's just because I see all this. I see exactly what you're seeing, because she's seeing that her time is nearly up, and she can't deal with that. That's what it is.
But that's the thing. What she doesn't understand is when you have such a great legacy, when you've done such great work, we give you a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how I
J.C.
feel about
and I
him.
have talked about the end of Eminem's career and how, you know what, maybe the last album, maybe the last part of his career wasn't managed well. Maybe he didn't do so well.
Yeah.
But no one discredits who Eminem is.
Exactly.
No one is stupid enough to start a beef with Eminem.
Like, you remember when that shit came out, when
Right.
Drake said that shit, and Eminem became a like trending topic. He knew better.
Thank you. Everyone knows better. What does
Mhm.
M do? He sits in the cut. Sometimes he comes out with a little video here and there. Sometimes he has a beard. He look a little fine. He go from blonde hair to brown hair. It's cool.
He needs to shave that beard.
Right, but he can do it.
I know.
The same way when Nicki came out at first with that half blonde, half pink wig, we were fucking behind her because it was before she started talking too much. You have some give in your legacy.
Mm-hmm.
So if she would just be quiet, she could run on that credit, but her credit has run out. That's the difference between someone like her and someone like Eminem. Eminem's not fucking stupid. He knew his last album was nothing compared to anything he's ever put out. But he said, I'm Eminem and I could do it and I did it and fuck you. What are you going to say?
Yep. So
now Nicki has behind her Sesame Street, no frauds. She had that other one that I can't remember.
Exactly.
Barbie Tings was a little bit of a bop. You know, I could twerk to that. Chun-Li, which I can't remember. And then now she's pushing back Queen, which I don't think that's going to be that popping. She's run out of her credit.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it makes me really sad.
And the debt collectors are calling.
Yep. Yeah. All that shit she was
You
talking.
can't get a credit one card on a $300 limit and try to charge something that's $1,000, baby girl. It don't work that way. You ain't got Capital One.
See, you're not a blinded stand. You actually get it. Ah, shit. So I'm laughing because it's just like, you can just keep talking because this is still the truth. It's just the truth. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And then to further go down that road, so of course you and I claim that she definitely made the logical stance, whether she did it from her own powers or the execs told her, push that shit back.
Mm-hmm.
But then she goes on and starts defending Drake when it comes to the Quentin Miller stuff. And I'm so thankful that Black Twitter likes to keep receipts.
Yeah.
Because they came back up and was like, wasn't you the same one that was at the BET Awards in 2014 getting Iggy the fuck up out of here because you were claiming that you wrote and she didn't?
Now we have to talk
Time
about
out. Can
this.
I be a little secular really quick? Maybe that's not the right word. But can we say that Drake finally beat? Like, I feel like
I don't think
it was weird to me, and maybe there's a different perspective you guys can add to, but I think it's weird that she came out so guns a-blazing for Drake all of a sudden. I really think he finally smashed them cheeks.
I think Nicki's just
and I think he
desperate.
did a good job. Sorry, I'm the female. I have to make it a little uncomfortable.
I think Nicki is just trying to latch on to anything just to get some buzz now. Now she's saying,
because I mean that's what she did a month ago with the interview with Zane Lowe, which was instead of hyping herself only, she went back and was like, well, remember when it's me, Wayne, and Drake, we're the big three, and it was like, hold up now, you that for them that was a little more. A little bit more LeBron Wade, and you were kind of Bosch.
Nicki to stop, talking about the Monsterverse. She always talks about it now.
First things first, I do like
I'll eat your brains.
Whoever is her stylist now. Can we talk about the baby hairs? Like, why does she have bad wigs?
I'm talking about the verse. All right.
I mean, I do want her to shut up about the verse, but I would be able to stomach her talking about this verse that we gave her flowers for back in the day if she didn't have grown ass baby hairs. Like, why do you have Sam's Club wigs on, big girl? Like, you still got money.
Supposedly, she was dope too. And now she.
And as women fans, we look at that because we'll stand behind you for a little while you talk crazy. But if your wig start looking messed up, then girl, we gotta leave you in the gutter.
I mean, I'm saying she got the same logo on her contract as Wayne does, and we see what's going on with Wayne.
It's kind of crazy when you see in the club and you see everyone going crazy for Bodak Yellow, and then Nicki comes on. Everyone's like, Everyone's kind of just like, whatever. It's kind of like, damn, this was you, Nicki.
Just the turn of the guard.
She has to accept that.
And it did not happen gracefully.
I guess a part of me, too, was like, why is she so bitter about that? Like, if I were Nicki, I'd be like, you know what? I had my time. Let me get my royalties. And if anything, let me guide this girl through.
But you also knows Nicki never helped none of these other MCs.
There did that. There was a difference when you had Queen Latifah and MC Lyte, Rah Digga, The Brat, Yo-Yo. There's a difference with all that. Roxanne. They were all out there together.
Left Eye.
Mm-hmm. So that's how you're able to get I Wanna Be Down remix, where you get three of the women to jump on the track.
Ladies' Night or whatever.
Right. Or with this situation, Nicki, her head was bigged up because she didn't have a full slate of competition against her.
But in the same accord, earlier you said something about execs. They were saying, oh, this album's not this and that, and execs are having power in what you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why were there not execs and PR people coming to her like, hey, you're coming off like a bitch. You gotta do something. You might not have to open up a foundation, but we need you to fucking take some pictures with some people.
She has too many yes men.
One is too many yes men, and two, they're probably looking at it from the standpoint of, well, the music's not good, so let's see what happens when she goes on this rant. Let's see if that's enough to sell the record and just recoup our money back. So now that's where you
and they have to risk it, because what if this shit comes out and it legit doesn't go number one? Because her last album, Pink Print, it debuted at number 2, and they put in a lot of effort to Pink Print,
and it
only debuted at number 2, and it slowly went down the chart.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing for me. It's not whether or not it's going to debut number 1, because again, if she's not going up against somebody that has a name within hip hop or somebody that's coming out on the country, she's going to go number 1. So that's not what's in question. It's, does she have enough to sustain number 1 for the next 2 weeks? Because it's not whether or not she goes number 1, it's how far she's going to drop down after she goes number 1. If she's not going up against anybody.
And it's been like how many years since Pink Print? Like 4 years?
It's been almost 4 years. Almost four full years.
4 years, and she hasn't dropped none but fucking, what's it called? Sloppy ass freestyles, sloppy ass verses.
A little weak ass single after single here, there.
And she just be on features, and she just gloats about when features go platinum.
Which, I'm sorry, but as much as I love Nicki, and I'm just going to say this as a woman, I'm so sick of hearing about her vagina. I don't want to.
How about
I don't want
bitches
to.
And her sons?
I don't want. Thank you. Have a fucking kid or don't, and either show me your pussy or don't. Like, I'm done hearing about it.
I don't think no dude wants to deal with her.
Like, I'm done. Like, anything else, just anything else.
I think Nas got tired of fucking her. She turned on Meek, saying that she sided with the judge and shit. Now she's claiming Eminem's dick, and it's like, damn, I know a desperate.
Which I think that's been the turn. That's why I've been a little darker in this conversation. Because what you won't do
is get your man.
Is use my potential baby daddy's name for clout. That was my first love. That's what
now
you won't do. Bitch, play. Right? Like, that's what you won't do. And that's why I'm like, bitch, leave him alone. Like, don't go there. But I feel like at this point in Nicki's career, she should be able to do what she wants to do. She should be able to have more freedom projects. She should be experimenting like Lil Wayne did.
She did that with Roman Reloaded, and that was trash. You remember Roman Reloaded? Yeah.
But okay, you remember when Wayne came out with like Prom Queen,
Rebirth? That was a good album.
Thank you. Like, I feel like she should be doing things like that, experimenting with different sounds and all of that stuff. And she should be able to have the clout and the position and the money to say, this is what I want to do. Let's try this. But instead, she's so squawking and wanted to be a Barbie at 30-something. Like, I don't ever want to use age against women, but come on. What's all
I remember when Pink Print was coming out, she started going more natural, kind of. I remember she was starting, her wig was more darker now, and she was kind of showing more of her, not wearing less makeup. I'm like, oh, it actually look good now. Yeah, well.
And then she's feeling like she has to revert back. And my thing is, it's like either go all the way back to itty bitty piggy or find a whole nother level. Like, I can't.
This is who she is now.
This
is who she is now. Mm-hmm. Safari left, and this is who she is now.
Bad wigs and grown baby hairs. I can't.
She's claiming queen, but making peasant moves.
Woo. Say it again.
Say it again. Bring that shit back.
She is claiming queen, but she's making peasant moves.
Shit. Mm-hmm. And Drake is LeBron. He has LeBron stats where Carmelo Anthony results. Yeah. And Lil Wayne is just Lil Wayne.
I feel like Nicki is just. I feel like if she keeps talking and she keeps doing things, then maybe this is like a super, super, super poor sports reference. But I feel like Nicki Minaj is almost like. What was the short basketball player's name?
Oh no, you know what I'm talking about.
Muggsy Bogues. Everyone knows who he is, but it's like. Like, I feel like she's, like, talking herself down where she could at least
she has a Napoleon complex.
Where she could at least have been, like, you know, someone a little higher in the game. Someone a little more esteemed. But she's, like, super Muggsy Bogues herself. Like,
to go more current, she's probably more Isaiah Thomas.
See, I don't even know who that is.
Because Isaiah Thomas.
Okay. Oh, I like him. Okay.
Isaiah Thomas doesn't want to take a bench role. He doesn't want to sit on the bench.
Yes. Okay.
And Nicki doesn't want to sit on the bench and watch Cardi take all the shine. If anything, she needs to just team up with Cardi and they should just drop an album together. That could save her career.
She has the opportunity, but it's long gone.
No. Yeah. Because if I were Nicki, I'd have a little ego and pride about myself too. What she needs to do is she needs to just advise that girl. Go to lunch with her. Help her out. Maybe get on her team behind the scenes and start writing some invoices. Maybe Nicki needs to not be making music anymore. It's just like Rashida. It's just like Rashida. Remember she had that like one hit back in like 97 or something?
Rashida. Oh yeah.
And then she was on Love and Hip Hop. She was getting them coin. Then she had her little store. Now she has a fitness thing. That's a woman who has aged well in the industry. And I'm not comparing Rashida's career to Nicki Minaj's.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going there. But what I'm saying is, know who you are and act accordingly. Because I can guarantee you right now, Rashida's bank account is still inflating, where Nicki's is still good, but she's flailing in the water. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She needs to be secure in the bag. If she was smart.
She was going to get that TV show with ABC Family. Remember about her family? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then, her
brother, Gotta fuck that up.
Yep, and she had the barrels out.
But then there could be another thing.
There's that one family member that fucks up the money.
I'm sure 21 between 24-year-old girls would love to work out with Nicki Minaj. I'm sure
Nicki Minaj would like to work out with Nicki Minaj.
I'm sure 22 to 26-year-old would buy Nicki bundles. I'm sure a such and such age group would buy a Nicki skin cream or a BB cream or a cosmetic line. Like, come on, there's so many ways. And that's the thing about women. We'll spend the fucking money.
Well, yeah.
So I just hate to see her go out like this.
Women will spend the money, but apparently it's the men that will spend their shit in other places in terms of wants and needs, because that's actually a perfect segue.
Yeah, y'all spend $80 on a 2K game.
Well, in Kanye's case, he'll spend $85,000 on a Whitney, but when it comes to Donda's house,
fuck them kids.
Yeah,
true.
So yeah, that's a good segue. I like how you did that. So amongst all this, the whole beef with Drake and Pusha T and all that, all of a sudden, I log on to Twitter and I see Rhymefest shit get retweeted, and he asked Drake and said, "Hey Drake, pay for this." Huh? This is Donda's house and Kanye ain't doing it. But why can't you just hit up? And people are like, why can't you just hit up Kanye? Oh, Kanye don't give a fuck about the kids.
When I hit Kanye up, he said, "Man, fuck them kids." That's fucked up, man.
Why are we laughing? Because we fucked up ourselves. You should laugh too.
But laugh. But that's the thing. It's fucked up, but it's true. Yeah. I believe it. I high key believe that Kanye said in his holy shirt and sweats and ugly ass shoes, "Fuck them kids."
With a blonde hair and everything, look like a golden lord.
Yes.
You don't
sitting in his all white ivory fucking living room. I believe he said that.
You don't get the golden lord reference?
No, not at all.
Damn. You never seen Meteor Man. You gotta show her Meteor Man for the culture.
Maybe.
No, maybe, so she'll get it. Meteor Man is a movie with Robert Townsend And
ooh, I've seen Blank Man.
Close. And no, and the bad guys were called the Golden Lords. They were like this gang that were all over Washington, and they had gold hair, and they're all black. So that's why I call Kanye a Golden Lord.
Mm.
I'll Google it.
Yes.
It's like calling him a Smurf.
Don't say a Smurf.
Well, it's like calling. I'm just helping paint the picture for it.
Okay. Anyway, so Rhymefest, if y'all don't know who Rhymefest is, if y'all listen to this, Rhymefest was Kanye's right-hand man. He's known him since, I guess, kids, maybe?
Since GLC.
Yeah, same amount of time.
They were all, same group.
Yeah, he helped him with College Dropout. He actually helped co-write Jesus Rocks. If I know correctly, he wrote the first verse and Kanye wrote the second verse. Mm-hmm. So it was actually collaboratory or whatever. And he's really well respected within the hip hop.
Put some respect on Rhymefest's name, man.
He helped co-write Glory with Common, got an Academy Award off that shit, and got a Grammy. He got a lot of shit. He helps the community. He does a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. So, and he's also the first one to speak up about Kanye's mental health. So he's the one that's been trying to help him for the longest time. So yeah, he said all that shit about Kanye, and I was like, what the fuck? What the hell's going on? So then, Saturday.
Yeah.
Everything just always breaks on Twitter. I did a lot of shit this weekend, but I always see it when it just breaks. All of a sudden, Kim Kardashian decides to drop some funk flex bombs.
She want to be Mrs. Chimney.
Chimney.
Call me Miss Chimney.
Oh,
I want smoke.
I want all the smoke. See, the thing about Kim Kardashian, don't ever talk about her family and her husband because she will defend it. Even if she's loud and wrong, she will come on social media and she will defend him.
Bullshit, unless you're a Black China and you completely disrespect her brother.
Now, with that shit, like I told you before, I think I talked about this with you or somebody. I said because they all warned him. I think they all warned Rob about Black China's ass, and he didn't want to listen. So they were just
But okay, I'm gonna tell you because I have a brother who's 11 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be things in my brother's life that I warn him about, and he's gonna still walk into the fire.
Mm-hmm.
So. And if that fire is a woman and he gets burned, what I'm going to do
you
is I'm going to... No. Listen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag her by her hair. Okay, what I'll do is I'll handle that woman accordingly.
Okay.
And then I'll have a sidebar with my blood brother.
Hey, shh.
And I'll have a conversation with him.
That's just always watching.
But nothing trumps blood. I don't care if me and my brother aren't on good terms. Mm-hmm. I'm rocking with him regardless.
I get you.
So it's not an excuse that they weren't cool or they warned him or da. I don't care. You defend your brother.
Yeah.
Because you're so cool with wanting to smoke with people about foundations or saying something crooked about your husband or da. Have that same energy for your blood family because Kanye could sign a piece of paper and y'all won't be no more related than having the same fucking kids.
I think Kanye needs Kim more than Kim needs Kanye, to be honest. That's my opinion. That's what I really feel.
But that's why that whole she'll go toe to toe and she's there. I don't believe that shit. She goes for the battles that she can win.
I can agree with you on that one.
She steps up to the battles that she can win.
I can agree with you on that one. So that's okay. Damn, we went way ahead of ourselves. There was some funny shit that Kim did. There was some funny. There was some funny shit Kim did say. I'm sorry. Regardless of all the shit, she said some funny ass shit about Rhymefest. Even though I respect Rhymefest a lot of the times, where she flat out said that you got kicked out the studio for wearing fake Yeezys. I'm sorry. I laughed.
I laughed too, actually.
It's funny. Don't get me wrong. It's funny.
It's just the image alone. Damn, she didn't delete none of this shit either. She didn't delete none of this shit. Oh, no. Did she delete any of these? Nope, she didn't delete them. That's why I give her credit. She left all this shit up.
Loud and wrong.
She said,
high key.
I'm just going to read it to you. Wrong. She said, you haven't been right since you got kicked out of the studio in Hawaii wearing fake Yeezys, Rhymefest. You're over leverage. He spelled leveraging wrong, but whatever. Leveraging Kanye's name and asked Kanye to donate money to you. So stop with your fake community politics and lies. Truth is, you haven't been able to sustain this foundation. I saw you at the studio a few weeks ago, so why didn't you bring this up then, Rhymefest? Drop the bomb. You were trying to get Kanye to listen to your subpar beats? You have the audacity to use Kanye's mom name to try to shed a negative light on Kanye? Drop the bomb. You didn't say this when Kanye paid you up front when you disappeared during Pablo. Hashtag real friends. Rhymefest. Drop the bomb. Fuck. I spelled leveraging wrong. Typing wrong. I'm pissed. We'll do this to you. Laugh, crying emoji, laughing. You better believe I'll make it my mission to take Donna's house from you. Let my children run it the way it should be run.
Are all her children under 5?
And that's where shit stopped being funny to me.
No. There's 2 more funny ones.
They were funny, but after that, that's when shit stopped being funny.
I know, but let me get these last 2 ones off. Let me get these tweets off. Oh, and lastly, your flight canceled to Miami. You thought you were really worthy to be on this album? 3 crying emoji, laughing. And then she says, sorry to all my followers for flooding my timeline. I know you have no idea who Rhymefest is. Man, that was fucking funny. I'm sorry. Now y'all can be serious now.
Yeah, it was fun and games. It was cool. Like, it's funny to imagine Rhymefest getting kicked out for some fake Yeezys and all that.
That's some Chappelle shit.
So broke. Why isn't Donda's house a priority for Kim until it's time to spite somebody else for doing this?
Preach.
Yeah.
Why is it not a priority if it's for your kids now? Why is it a laughing matter when you're talking about giving it to your kids?
Say it again.
If this is a part of their legacy.
Yeah.
And so now we get into a situation where it stops being funny because at the core of this, it's youth that are literally walking the line between life or death in Chicago.
Bless you.
And we're...
bless you.
Thank you.
And we're coming off the fact...
I'm just allergic to
we're coming
Kim
off the
Kardashian
fact
bullshit.
we're coming off the fact where your husband, who she didn't correct when he also stated... What has Obama done for Chicago? She was very silent at that point.
Yep.
So your husband could call out people, but when somebody who is a part of an organization that has his mother's name attached to this, and I have not heard about Donda's house until this point.
I think I heard about it.
Which, for somebody like Kanye, you would expect him to be ranting about Donda's house. But why is this the first time we're hearing about this correlated with Kanye?
Yeah.
So now we're going to this point and... You're treating it as if we give a fuck about followers and who knows Rhymefest.
Yeah.
And fake Yeezys and LOL.
Because
that's where it becomes trite.
Yeah, because
it becomes disgusting, and that's where it becomes you're just doing this because you can, and that's disgusting because you brought your children into this as a point to say, "Oh, my kids deserve." When it was never, like, you use your children as a pawn, and as a woman, I'll never respect that. And she knew better. And she knew better. And she did this because she could. She did it because she has an audience. She did this because of white privilege. She's done it because of all of that. And that's disgusting to me. And then for her to tweet, I ride with my man, excuse me? You ain't riding with nobody but yourself.
Well, I think there's a little bit. I think she was riding for him, but it's that blind loyalty. It's like I know everything.
And that's stupid. And that's how I know she don't
scary.
love him because
that's
my man.
Loyalty.
I'm gonna tell you when you're wrong. I'm gonna stand next to you in public, and if you're wrong, I'm gonna stand next to you silently. When we get behind closed doors, I'm gonna check you. I'll never embarrass you, but I'm not gonna ever, ever, ever stand beside you and be loud and wrong.
Yeah.
I might stand beside you and be silent. When we get in the back room, I'm gonna be like, nigga, listen. Like, she could be loyal.
Grab you by the throat and like, nigga, what the fuck?
She could have still been loyal and not embarrassed her man or her family, but to sit there and squawk and be loud and wrong, that's not, you're dishonoring you, him, and your whole family and your kids.
Yep. So
at the heart of this, the person that she blatantly, indirectly said "fuck you" to Mrs. Donda West. Because as a result of all this, the end result is that the foundation or the corporation, whatever it is, because I guess it's not a foundation. It's not a foundation. It's like a public charity. It's a different name legally. But whatever it is, they're saying because of this drama, we're removing her name from this, and we're going to keep about it.
Donna's
because
name,
once she brought up the fact, well, I'll take that house from you. It's like, well, wait a minute, it's not what we're here to talk about.
Yeah.
And since that's the case, so as a result of this. Now, I'm not saying Rhymefest is guiltless in this.
I'm going to get to him.
Right.
I'm going to get to him.
So for those listening, I am not saying that I side with Rhymefest 100%. This shit should have been done behind closed doors. He shouldn't have added Drake and using it as leverage or some clout to kind of play on that.
And then try to come back and trying to be all smart and intellectual to Kim. I'm like, dude, you can't be You can't be doing this little fake shit and then try to be smart at the same time. Like, nah, bro, that's some fake ass shit. Whole situation is messy as fuck.
Right.
It's just messy.
It's disgusting, really.
But funny.
Like I said,
I got
it
my
was,
chuckles.
Yeah. Like I said, it was funny until it got to the point where then the kids became involved, and it was like, well, wait.
And now the kids are saying that Rhymefest was full of shit about certain stuff, and it's just all fucked up.
Yeah.
And then Kim was saying that Kanye was broke too. See, all this is just promo because this Friday
the album's dropping.
Kanye's album's dropping. Kanye couldn't ask for better promo. You got your artist beefing with the biggest rapper in the world. I'm not gonna say rapper, artist in the world.
The most polarizing hip hop figure.
But the fact that Kanye didn't just stand on the fact.
Oh, Kanye.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I'm talking about you have one of his artists, Pusha T's beef.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Kanye. I thought you were talking about
I was like, Drake,
Rhymefest.
No.
I think I know Kanye's coming out with the album, EP, whatever the fuck, Friday, but I think Kanye should have stood on the fact that I'm Kanye West and went on that promo. Why are you like? Why
Kanye can't do nothing. He can't do nothing simple. This is Kanye West. This is the dude who put his face on buildings.
It's true, but I guess that's the problem, and it kind of speaks to what I was saying about Nicki. Like, if you can't stand on your name, like after a while, after you get so big, it gets a little gross to me, and maybe that's just me.
I mean, shit. Kanye put his face on buildings. He learned that from Michael Jackson. Motherfucker, on his album cover, his whole promo tour was just a statue of himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
So, yeah,
True,
Kanye,
I get it.
Yeah, Kanye can't do nothing big. He has to make a whole mess of everything. When he came back to Twitter and he put on that fucking Make America Great hat, I'm like, yeah, this is the wave I'm on right now. So this is a real bumpy ride. We're gonna learn that this sums up Kendrick's motto, man. When shit hits the fan, are you still a fan?
Man. Yep.
Son of a bitch. And the album's gonna be fucking great too. I already know it's gonna be great. And it's gonna piss me off. And I'm gonna call you after the album. I'm gonna be like, this album's fucking good. And you'd be like, yeah, I know.
Man.
I'm prepping myself.
I mean, we gotta prep for the unpredictable. That's what Kanye is when it comes to this album. It's unpredictable. Mm-hmm. You don't know what he's gonna do.
True.
I mean, for all we know, shit, he could drop 7 fucking tracks of Whoop Diddy Scoop.
Shit.
Or Sesame Street beats.
Or after what I heard from Push,
no,
the beats will be there. It's just
we can't joke about it.
Yeah, it's just lyrically.
When it comes to production, Kanye is with the shits.
Yeah. Now lyrically, I'm hoping the music can override the bleached assholes and
Drake probably
MAGA
wrote that. Drake
MAGA raps
part.
again.
But Drake wrote that, the bleached assholes. So we gotta blame Drake for that.
Sounds Drake.
Hey, at the end of the day, Kanye's in control of what he puts out under his name.
True. Probably Drake has said that. He's like, yeah, he should say, if you can fuck this mother.
Maybe he did it to troll himself, to troll him.
And he's like, damn, you really rap that.
Yeah.
Okay, give me my money.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. So we go from good drama to actually some candid conversation.
Hella random.
Yeah, just legit random.
Hella random.
I like to go on tangents.
J. Cole and J. Cole and Lil Pump
decided to have a sit-down interview with each other.
An hour-long conversation
about nothing.
Yeah, just like
just bullshit.
Just shooting the shit.
Yeah, because if you don't know the history, but Lil Pump, he got pretty much famous for releasing a little video saying "fuck J. Cole," and he just got hella notoriety for that. They were like, "Oh, fuck, this guy doesn't know hip hop," and then he released.
But then wasn't he dancing to J. Cole's
We're getting
song
to that part. We're getting to that part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving everything that built up to that moment. So yeah, it was like, "Oh my god, he disrespecting hip hop and disrespecting J. Cole." Everyone all mad and shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really care because I just don't put my energy to that. So then J. Cole released 1985. Everyone's thinking he's dissing Lil Pump. Blah, 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 blah. And then J. Cole, after he announced that he's taking Young Thug on tour, this should have been just a clue of what he was on. So, he just said, all of a sudden, he had a sit-down interview with Lil Pump, and he just got to know him, pretty much, for the most part.
Yeah.
Just got to know him, and Lil Pump just looked high as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I feel...
J. Cole looked high as fuck.
Why would neither of them not be high?
I mean, J. Cole just has this. He has this low.
He has a natural high look.
Yeah, he needs to cut them dreads. I'm getting tired of him with them dreads.
Nah, man, the strength is in the hair.
I don't know. Maybe I'm so used to him. That is some Lion King shit because he came out. He was Simba. And then when years went, he just grew it out. Now he's literally long ass, Mufasa looking ass nigga.
Strength is in the hair. I like to think of we go back, looking back on our ancestors. It was all about hair.
See,
you know what I'm saying? You weren't conforming.
Drake and Kendrick, they both not Drake and Kendrick. Kendrick and Cole, they both got dreads now, and Drake don't. That's another.
And what happened after they got them? They produced classics. Not just classics, some timeless classics. Mm-hmm. It ain't just that's a summertime classic or that's a seasonal classic.
Closest Drake ever got was Take Care, and maybe Nothing Was the Same.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to this interview.
And it actually kind of opened up my eyes to who Lil Pump was.
He's just a chill dude
as an artist. Like I was laughing at his fan base because when he said, "Hey, I think your music's dope. It's hard as fuck." I was just trolling you when I said "fuck J. Cole." Like I just said it. So now I'm looking at his fan base like, y'all actually believe that shit.
Yeah, she believes it.
Now y'all gotta walk that long line back.
No, they're not gonna walk it back. They're not gonna walk it back.
Hey,
they're
look,
kids at the end of the day. That's who he looks.
They don't want to acknowledge it, but they're gonna have to walk that back.
They ain't gonna walk it back because they're kids. They're like teenagers, man. That's Lil Pump's demographic is like teenagers that listen to this shit. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
If at any more concerts ain't nobody screaming out "fuck J. Cole," that's them walking it back.
Yeah, they're still gonna scream "fuck J. Cole" because they have ADD. They ain't gonna sit for a 1 hour interview, especially for a Lil Pump. Lil Pump's music is like 2 minutes long.
You got a point.
So, yeah,
but it definitely opened my eyes to who he was. I mean, I've been saying Chief Keef is very influential. And you can disagree with it all you want.
No, I just don't like his music.
But his style of music isn't what's up for debate. It's what occurred after Chief Keef came on the scene.
True.
Everybody went towards the drill rap and that sound. It made Young Chop and Lex Luger some of the most sought after producers at the time. And who ended up jumping on them tracks? It was eventually Kanye and Pusha T.
Yeah.
And it brought them to the limelight. And then, of course, granddaddy of them all, Jay-Z, started jumping on Southside tracks. So that's influence.
Yeah.
So when Lil Pump was talking about, I used to just bump Chief Keef nonstop, and that's who, I rocked with. And then, him saying that, he was first testing out drugs when he was in 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah. That's our generation. That's the generation that's coming after us, man.
I'm not gonna jump on them because I was in I was in 7th grade when I first started.
But music wise, man.
Like, but
shit.
But it was nice to see cats from 2 different generations coming together.
We were saying like the idea they should do some shit like that.
Don't put that on there.
Yeah, true.
It's too much money involved that we gonna lose out on.
Yeah, dude. That's shit that Joe Budden would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
we'll get a patent on that first, then we'll bring it up.
Yeah. So. That's all. That was just a crazy ass weekend, crazy ass few days.
Yeah.
All that shit happened within like 72 hours of each other. Pusha and Drake, and then Kim going crazy on Rhymefest, and then the interview came out that Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
What started out before that though is how we go into sports. Big news from the NFL.
You niggers better take a knee.
Yeah.
Naggers.
Nah, you better stand.
You better. Oh yeah. You naggers, you naggers better stand.
Yeah.
Pledge allegiance to the flag, little naggers. Nagger.
I read it because I got the report from Adam Schefter. I read it and I was like, am I really going to be upset at the fact that something I wasn't surprised about?
Nagger.
Like, I'm not going to allow myself to be upset about something I'm not surprised about.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really didn't give it much thought until yesterday when I actually started going down the actual contents of what's being changed. So there's 6 points to this. First one is all team and league personnel will be on the field and they should be standing to show respect for the flag and the anthem.
Fuck that.
Second point is the game operations manual will be revised to remove the requirement that all players will be on the field for the anthem.
Fuck that.
Personnel who choose not to stand for the anthem may stay in the locker room or a similar location. A club will be fined by the league if its personnel are on the field and do not stand or show respect for the flag.
Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
Each club may develop its own work rules consistent with the above principles regarding its personnel who do not stand or show respect for the flag.
Fuck that.
And last but not least, the commissioner will impose appropriate discipline on league personnel who do not stand or show respect for the flag.
Fuck Roger Goodell. After all these years, fuck Roger Goodell.
Yeah, and so my take on it was again, I wasn't upset about it because I wanted to allow myself to really think about what was transpiring. Because all for the past 2 years, Roger Goodell was saying, we enjoy our players taking stands and using their platforms for peaceful protests.
He said that last year. He said that last season.
we support it. So now in a year's time,
the owners got to you and you changed your mind.
You clearly did not support this from the entire time. And what makes it so fucking interesting and so sadly laughable is that the whole point of Kaepernick taking the knee was based on him meeting with a U.S. Marine.
Yep. And then,
I'm sorry, it was the Marine or the Navy SEALsman.
One of the two. In the military.
But it was when he was sitting down and they were in San Diego and he approached and said, hey, I respect what you're trying to do, but that does show some disrespect. So let's work on something that's a common ground for military and you to get whatever you're trying to say across in the most peaceful manner. And what did Kaepernick say? Kaepernick didn't say fuck you or fuck the flag. Kaepernick said, you know what? I appreciate you coming to do that. Let's work on a common ground. And what did whole ass nigga in office going to do? He flipped the whole thing and turned it into they're disrespecting the flag. They don't support the troops.
Even before whole ass nigga, it started that way when Cap was doing it.
Meanwhile, across the globe over the past few months, I've then seen videos of an elderly woman berate two lesbian soldiers at a restaurant and then cry foul, trying to get them arrested.
Mm-hmm.
I done seen countless people pass over former military servicemen and women on the streets. I done seen laws and acts get passed that don't help retired men and women, former servicemen. I don't see any of that. And I don't see any outrage towards that. So that just goes to show that all this never had anything to do with the actual flag. You wanted a set group of people to open their mouths because it's always, when it's black and brown, it's always shut up and dribble the ball. But when it's J.J. Watt raising $37 million.
He's an American.
Yeah. So it had nothing to do with that. And at this point, like I was saying with when we had Prince on last week, it was just at a point where it's like, am I really even going to continue watching this product?
At this point, and I know some players are trying to lead a revolt saying they don't want to do it. Also, one thing that I noticed, and I can't believe I'm going to say this shit, but even though it was a majority vote with the owners, 2 owners came out and said this is some bullshit.
And they did not vote.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no coincidence that 49ers, Jed York, and Oakland Raiders.
No, wasn't it the Jets?
Mark Davis
and the Jets too.
As
right?
far as I know, it was just 2.
They said the Jets dude came out too, say he's gonna
pay
for all the players that don't do it.
Okay, so then it was 3. But see, that's the thing. Then that means either way, it was a unanimous vote. There was no. So that means that even if you take those 3 out, it's still 29-0.
So it's just, Jed York. I'm just like, I gotta fucking shit. I gotta applaud you for. Fuck you.
Applaud your boy, man.
No. No. I'm too deep into it.
I can honestly say that about, my history with being with the Raiders organization was that Mark Davis was a man who he didn't fully understand the situations that was going on, but he at least allowed players, if they were going to demonstrate peacefully and do it as a unit, he was for it. He wasn't going to silence anybody. Obviously, these affected players a part of his franchise. Obviously, affected staff members a part of the franchise. So he was not going to stand in that way. So again, I applaud that. But to me, that I wasn't surprised by that. When they said there were 2 or 3 teams, I was like, Raiders are going to be one of them. They're not going to get involved with that.
Raiders and the Jets. So yeah, and it's going to be. And what makes it even funnier is that the Players Association said they didn't contact us for this vote. They just did it hella quick. They didn't let us know about shit.
Yeah, so their NFLPA is talking about leading a revolt. You got Sean King saying that there's 10% of the elite athletes that have already. There's grumblings now talking about they're going to sit out because at this point, when it comes to the NFL, the contracts aren't guaranteed, and if you really, there's a big difference between NFL and NBA. And
like I've told you time to time, this is leading into a lockout.
Oh, yeah.
So like I said, my Niners, you hoe ass niggas better get a Super Bowl ring before then, because there's going to be a pretty long lockout.
Right.
And then the next few years.
And then, you had people as well, they were bringing up, the NBA, they make their players stand. And it was like, yes, they make them stand for the anthem, but at the same token, they're very aware of who their players are and what they deal with. Mm-hmm. They're very pro speak your truth and go and be help out the community.
Yep.
You know, so there's a wide difference into that. So while the NFL is going around having this cloud around them moving forward, business is booming in the NBA.
Yep. We had two. Well, yesterday we had one of the 2 game 7s.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tune out now.
No, she was paying attention.
Oh, okay.
She at least knows enough.
Yeah, I know enough.
Okay.
Yeah, first time we had 2 game 7s in the conference final since 1979.
So pretty much the Cavs did what they. Well, now I'm gonna say the Cavs. LeBron did what he had to do, and he's looking like old man Logan out there. Like he's getting that Johnny Cash song playing because he's willing them to the promised land. He got some scrubs to the fucking finals, and I just never forget that image. I didn't watch the game. I saw the highlights, but I saw this one image when the trophy was getting passed around. What was it? The Eastern Conference trophy or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you just see everyone's all cheering. Ty Lue's cheering. JR's getting the Henny. We didn't get the Henny, but you know. And then you just see LeBron just sitting there.
He wasn't sitting. He was laid out on the side of the podium.
But I saw the picture. You just sitting there.
Oh, no. So when they were actually getting the trophy, everybody else was standing up waiting. LeBron was literally laid on his back, hands behind his head, just talking. I
feel for him, man. He was like, man, fuck them niggas, man. They voted for Trump. Fuck them, man. Fuck Cleveland, man.
Yeah,
fuck them niggas, LeBron.
See, that's the thing. It was, you have to beat LeBron 4 times in a series. And even when the game didn't look good early, because it did not look good for the Cavs early. It really did not. I saw it.
Because it got to the point, every time they played in Boston during this series, it was like their kryptonite. They just got smoked. And then when they're at home, they're like invincible. But then when they go against, it was like, dude. What?
The Cavs had 18 points in the first quarter. LeBron had 12 of them.
Trash.
So that's where we were going into. So the fact that it was even a 4 or 3 point game going into halftime was a testament to what was going on. Now in the second half, props off to Jeff Green and Tristan Thompson because they played vital roles, and Jeff Green really stepped up, produced 17.
All of a sudden they started to have balls now.
And JR hit some big shots down the stretch, and really what ended up happening was. It's like I've been saying, one of these teams is going to show they're going to miss Kyrie. And in this game, the Celtics missed Kyrie. They played like a team that had a lot of rookies and second-year guys.
Just missing shots. I saw that.
It wasn't that they were missing shots. They were taking horrible shots.
Really?
They were throwing the ball away. I mean, you remember, so Terry Rozier III, who everybody kept saying, oh, yeah, we could trade Kyrie and put him in. Yeah, the nigga went 0 for 10 from 3.
You know Kyrie's sitting on that bench. Was he at the game?
So he wasn't at the game. Everybody was upset with that. Shout out to my boy Dwan, because Dwan was like, yo, y'all upset with Kyrie about this, but y'all motherfuckers ain't said shit about Larry Bird coming back as an alumni, and he been MIA with all these Celtics big games that have taken place.
He never shows up to that shit.
Yeah. But no, he wasn't at the game. I don't know if he wasn't there or if he was just in the locker room.
He wasn't there.
But somebody made the joke. They was like, that nigga knew what was going to happen. You think he going to sit there and watch LeBron whoop his team's ass and then hug him afterwards?
He already has fucking beef with him, like low-key beef with him anyway, so...
Right. But in my heart of hearts, I feel like I'm not going to say Kyrie was excited that they lost. But to show his importance and keep his significance it was vital that they lost that game. They didn't go to the finals.
Yeah, and he was just sitting there and it was just like, no, I'm just going back to that image of just LeBron just laid out and just tired. Because this is not the first time we've seen him.
Well, of course. He played all 48 minutes. Oh my God. He didn't take a break. He was on that court all 48 minutes.
Can he survive against either the Warriors or the Rockets?
Well, considering that CP3's hamstring is now...
Okay, just hypothetically, if the Warriors do win tonight, can he survive against the Warriors?
I still got Warriors in 5. And that's being gracious, giving him one game.
I feel bad for him.
And the reason why I give him one game is because the Warriors have taken a step back this year from the teams that they've had. Even the team they had last year, they're not that same team.
Yeah.
The bench is a little bit more... scarce. That's not to say they don't have rotational guys, but it's just they're scarce. But going up against the Cavs, there's not
much. They destroyed the niggas before.
Now the game LeBron produced last night was phenomenal. Like that's another one to add to his legacy. I mean, I think he had like 35, 9, and 11 or something like that. Well, there was 2 plays of the game. One for the Celtics was when young Jason Tatum a baller. Like he got a lot of Kobe in him. His post game, his footwork, he's got a lot of moves that remind you of Kobe. I don't know if you saw the replay,
when he
yammed the shit on LeBron.
Oh yeah, and then he bumped him.
And he bumped him, and again, Marcus Morris, one of the Morris twins, started yelling and growling. Yeah. But obviously before that was the significant play of the game that everybody's going to remember was when Terry Rozier had the fast break and LeBron ran seemingly out of nowhere, blocked his shit. And then didn't hustle back on offense and just stood there and watched it. And then I think it was and I think it was Jeff Green that got fouled and go to the free throw line, and the camera pans out and it's just LeBron just standing there just like seemingly he did something so great, and at the same time he's just trying to catch his breath.
That's the shit I'm talking about. That's that Logan shit I'm talking about. It's just like he's leaving it all out there, but it's like, nigga, don't kill yourself with these whole ass niggas. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at everyone. That's how I'm looking. I'm looking online and everyone's saying, he's the fucking greatest! He is. But the stands, they annoy me more than Drake fans.
They're annoying. I tuned them out because I really wanted to focus on LeBron and that.
Yeah, I'm looking at him.
What he's done is the 4th straight finals for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's his 8th straight overall. It's his 8th straight in this streak, and it's his 9th appearance overall.
9th appearance? What was the 8th appearance?
The 2007. No, it's 8 straight. Remember, he had the 2007.
Yeah, when he got swept.
Yeah, when he. So everybody wants to talk about this team. But this team has Kevin Love, who's a fellow All-Star. Mm-hmm. Unless you were really tuning in 2007, the fan of the game that tunes in for the playoffs only, they ain't gonna remember who the fuck was on that 2017. Bro, two rotational players that ended up being on the Lakers for the Lakers' next 3 years in the finals, they were on that team. It was Ira Newble and Shannon Brown.
Now, and I do mean if LeBron does this shit this year, yeah, he'll be considered one of the greatest of all time.
I mean, for me, he's already.
He is. But at this point, there should be no more discussion. Now, is he better than Jordan? No, he's not better than this. Just leave that shit out of there. He is on his own lane right now.
Kobe said it best. He tweeted last night and he goes, "You can definitely embrace and support what he's doing without hyping up or putting everybody down. Love and honor my 5. Love and honor MJ 6. Love and honor LeBron's quest." And I like that he said that because LeBron's not done. We become a society where we count rings before it's all said and done.
Well, I would say
so. We put emphasis on that hardware before they've actually. I mean, can you imagine if we only weighed Kobe's career based on what happened while he was with Shaq versus what occurred afterwards? Because the years in between the titles were they were rough, but they were some of Kobe's best games. The 81-point game, the game where he had 62 points after 3 quarters, and the Mavericks as a team had 61. Mm-hmm. The consecutive streak where he had 40-point games. I think it was like, if I'm not even saying it was between 9 or 12.
And that's the reason why people need to stop comparing LeBron to Jordan, but compare LeBron and Kobe together, because, like I said, I saw Kobe do a lot of just monumental shit in his career, and it's just like, you can't just talk about LeBron and Jordan and just not leave out Kobe. Like, what the fuck?
For me, it's Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
The 3-headed monster.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
For me, Jordan was, and again, I say this because I recognize the greatness. Now, I only saw his last 3.5 years, so I'm not attached as much to what he did as I am with Kobe and LeBron. Mm-hmm. I saw their careers from start to finish. I'm in the process of seeing LeBron's go to finish. Jordan was the best player. Kobe was the best student of the game.
And LeBron?
LeBron is just the best pure talent.
Yes. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
The best pure God-given talent.
Now, I'll say this, though. After this shit, leave them niggas.
He's got to go.
They don't appreciate him enough.
He's got to go.
Fuck them niggas. I'm sorry. Fuck Dan Gilbert. Fuck that fan base. That nigga needs to go. I was laughing. I was joking when he went over to the Celtics players and he started hugging them. Uh-huh. And he went over to Tatum. And, of course, he hides his mouth. Yeah. And he giving them props. So I was like, I think she was in the living room. I was doing voiceover. I was like, yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to talk to Danny Ainge so we can trade that hoe-ass nigga Kyrie. And it's going to open up enough space so I can get in here and knock a ball together. We're going to take over the motherfucking world. And then he goes up to Jaylen Brown, says the same thing. Yeah. And then when he says to Marcus Morris, like, yeah, nigga, your growling ass going to be all the way the fuck up out of here. I'm going to send your ass to Cleveland just for the fuck of it, bitch. It's going to be crazy when he leaves. Cleveland's going to be super trash. Oh.
Not as bad as the first time.
Yeah.
They actually have some assets to move forward. That's why that trade was so important with Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, after everything's played out, the Celtics won that trade.
Yeah.
But the most important thing was the Cavs now do have a top 10 pick. So assuming that he does leave, they will have some money being able to be moved. They can trade players out. They won't have to go through that overhaul again. Where they can at least wait out 1 to 2 more years and most likely end up back in the hunt.
Like I said, after this shit, he better leave them niggas.
Oh yeah,
fuck them. Because I'm just seeing how they're all cheering and he's just laid out like, nah, you're doing too much for these niggas. Fuck them.
Now on the West side, so of course the last time we were on the air, we were in the middle watching Game 4, and that ended completely different from how we expected that game to end, and that went 2-2. And then Game 5 went completely different from what we expected that to go.
They went back and forth.
Yeah. Game 6, Rockets came out blazing.
Well, Chris Paul got injured.
He hurt the hamstring in Game 5. Rockets came out blazing in Game 6.
Even you were ready to be petty. You were ready. I
was not.
You said scary hours. You were ready.
It was scary hours, but I didn't say who it was for.
Okay.
That's
because
no, because it's written. I don't know if it was on Twitter, if it was in TSDN on Facebook, but it's written. I've seen the third quarters enough to know don't count them motherfuckers out.
Oh.
And I'll be damned.
In the first minute,
Klay Thompson.
2 minutes, yeah.
Klay Thompson is Mr. Game 6.
Shit,
that's his nickname from now on.
Mr. Game 6.
He did that shit against the Thunder. That's how KD ended up going over there.
Yep.
He did that shit against the Thunder, and I'll be damned if he didn't do this over the weekend.
They came out just stomping a mud hole, and all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, that's when it was.
And it was, I for the life of me, I couldn't understand what the fuck James Harden was doing.
And he's MVP.
I was watching that, and they stopped moving the ball, and he was legit isoing until the last 5 seconds, and then they were spreading the ball out.
His defense is trash. He doesn't give a fuck.
It wasn't even about the defense. It was that. It was that, and for the life of me, I'm like, D'Antoni, you can't play 7 guys with Chris Paul's out. You have to go deep into your bench. You got to pull Joe. You got to put Joe Johnson in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to.
He's probably gonna do that tonight.
He won't. He'll play the same 7. They confirmed Chris Paul's out. And, of course, Andre Iguodala, he's been out this whole time for the past 3 games. So he's out again tonight.
But don't count these niggas out.
As we're recording
this, the game has not happened yet. So by the time y'all hear this,
you'll know just like us later on.
You'll know just like us later on about if we're either going to get a new matchup or we're going to get another chapter.
On me, I still got part 4. Warriors versus Cavs.
Has there ever been good part 4 movies?
Hopefully this is like Lethal Weapon 4.
Rocky 4 was really good. It's my favorite Rocky.
Hopefully this is like Lethal Weapon 4, where it's not necessarily good, but it's just...
The one where he beats up the dude in the street?
I don't know.
Oh, is that the...
No, that's the... Rocky 4 is the one where he beats the...
If he dies, he dies.
The Russian dude. No, 2 was
Apollo again. 3rd was what's his name? 3rd was Mr. T. 4 was if he dies, he dies. Okay. I was thinking 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's just like Lethal Weapon 4.
Yeah, she liked Lethal Weapon 4.
Not saying it was good, but it was just there was enough entertainment to get you through.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True. That was a good part 4 movie. There's not a lot of good.
Definitely wasn't House Party 4.
Damn, that shit never happened.
IMX. Immature.
Why do they call themselves IMX again?
Immature 2000 or something. I don't know.
Immature 10. It was 10 years they've been together. They won't even.
Yeah. That happened.
So it would be chapter 4 of the Warriors. That would be like the first time in NBA history.
Because last year was the first time the team went 3 straight years. So of course it's going to be
the first
time if that takes place. I've seen stranger things happen. Rockets could win on a buzzer beater. Or you never know.
Yeah. But Lil B said the Warriors are blessed. So.
Yeah,
and the thing is, he lifted the curse off James Harden. So doesn't he know the curse is over with now?
But the nigga's from the East Bay, so you know that that shit only works when you're going up against a team that ain't the Warriors.
The Warriors are just they're just scary good. It's like
some awards came out in the NBA though.
Nice.
Of course, we got to wait till the end of June to find out who's MVP. But the all NBA teams came out. 3rd All NBA team was Steph Curry, Victor Oladipo, hell of a year. I don't know how you pronounce that. Karl Anthony Towns and Jimmy Butler out of Minnesota, and then Paul George.
Yeah, your future Laker.
I don't know now because it sounds like there's reports saying he's gonna stay in OKC. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm just like, how it plays out, like, just secure Julius Randle. Like, that's all I care about. We can go from there after. Second team was, of course, Westbrook. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I don't know how you can pronounce that. Damn. What?
Yeah.
What?
Joel Embiid. He got his first run. I'm surprised LaMarcus Aldridge made it.
Wow.
Good for him. And then DeMar DeRozan got that out. And then, of course, the first team.
LeBron James.
Yep. KD, James Harden, Anthony Davis. And then shout out to Oakland's own Damian Lillard. He finally got his respect, and this is his first All-NBA first team.
I'm saying James Harden has a bad game tonight, man. It's like, I'm telling that
it's not going to be good for it's not going to be good for his legacy if it
like
happens.
I'm going like they're saying he's considered MVP this season, right?
I watched that. I've been an advocate for him getting MVP all year. Mm-hmm. I watched that third quarter, and I was like, just give it to LeBron.
At this point.
Just give it. And what's crazy of it is that the MVP, all that voting stopped when the regular season ended. So, of course, for regular season, I'm still going to give it to Harden. But what I saw in Game 6, I was like, what are you doing?
Pathetic. It was like, because he I guess he misses Chris Paul. He relied too much on Chris Paul to bail him out.
But it was the first half was so much different from what they were doing in the second half.
Yeah, they were
first half, the ball was moving. Guys were running to the ball. And what happens is that ISO ball, when ISO ball works for a select amount of time. Mm-hmm. When you run ISO all the time, and you saw it in the Warriors' defensive schemes, they were like, okay, he's just going to hold the ball. So we're going to stand in the passing lanes now. Mm-hmm. And then what happens is when guys aren't in rhythm, what happens? They start missing shots.
Yep.
And that's what took place.
Yep. Trash.
Yeah, so we'll see how it all plays out.
They're at Houston tonight. Well, like I said, we're recording this. By the time this is up, we will know who's going to the NBA
Game
Finals.
7's in Houston tonight. Thursday will be Game 1, and Sunday will be Game 2, and we will be talking about both on episode 91. So
91.
Yeah.
We're going to see. Next, a new matchup or a new chapter. We're going to find out.
Now, let's welcome Larissa back into the conversation. This is actually a topic that was going around social media.
I ignore this shit. I always ignore Black Twitter shit because this is just idiotic.
It was so random, too. It was like, where the fuck did this come from? Like,
some people are just weird.
Yeah. The topic of pre-dating
is a sham. It's stupid. It's not a thing.
A guy made that up.
Yeah, so for the listeners out there who don't know what we're talking about.
Or pre-dating, period.
Yeah, pre-dating is defined as hanging out to see if you vibe with someone before you actually ask them out on a date.
Dating. It's dating.
That a date?
That's what it is. It's a date. That's the point of dating.
I've never pre-dated a woman ever in my life.
I know because his explanation, I read that shit going like, yeah, I got to vibe with you first before I could really spend money on you. It was like a long paragraph, but that's pretty much
why does a date have to... This is where I'm confused. When did a date equate money?
Because that's
if you're interested in me and you ask for my number and I give it to you and you would like to take me out, please take me out within your budget. That could be a 2 for $20 at Chili's. It can be Taco Bell.
Or the
movies. It can be a day date at the park. It could be the movies.
Or the
I
coffees.
don't really care. You want to meet at, I prefer Jamba Juice over Starbucks, but whatever.
Well, yeah.
But if you want to spend time with me...
It's quality time. That's what dating is.
That's what it is. Yeah. Then that's the date. Like, I want to vibe with you before I spend money. First of all, I have my own money. You ain't my nigga. Like, we can go get a tea. I don't care. Like...
So you're making too much logical sense on here. because it's just stupid. Some women actually agree with that shit. Like, no, y'all stupid. That's why y'all alone. That's why y'all alone and shit. Like, that's why y'all getting all these fucking situationships.
Or keep dealing with men that are quote unquote trash.
You feel me? Yeah, because maybe you need to take a good look in the mirror.
Who's the common denominator, girl?
You trash.
Is it you, sis?
Yeah. Maybe it's like, no, I'm not trash. You're trash.
You keep picking them though, dummy.
No, but the dick is so good though.
Well, then have good dick or have a relationship.
That's what they say.
Figure it out.
Pause.
I know. Pause. Pause.
Figure it out.
But that's what they say, man. They come up with all these excuses for keeping it fucking real. Oh, self-esteem ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pre-dating is just idiotic. That's why I always avoid this the Black Twitter topics because they
pre-dating is stupid. The talking stage is stupid. There is dating. There's being exclusive.
What's talking stage?
I don't know. I never participated in such things.
Okay.
You like me, you my man.
Oh,
Right, babe?
That's basically what happened. I mean, for
say yes.
For our brief history, we've known each other for almost 20 years. Mm-hmm. So we've known each other since we were in 6th grade in middle school. Okay. So,
but you heard what she said. You like me. I like you. You're mine. That's the thing I heard.
Well, no, because when you vibing with somebody, you into somebody, you don't need no predates, nothing. Like there's no talking phase. Like either you gonna jump into this or you're not. And I feel the same way with us. I preface people all the time because I'm like, it sounds like it's fast, but I know who she is. It's not like I just met somebody and we jumped into this. So I've known her for over 20 years. Been friends with her for just about 10 years. We tried this 5 years ago, just timing was off. So when everything kind of came together, it was just like, well, what's there to wait for? You know what I mean? Like, that's what it was. Now, in terms of situations like this, I definitely believe I believe in that talking phase, but I don't believe people use that as an excuse. They don't handle the talking phase properly. They use that, yeah, and it's all about the communication. They use the talking phase to just.
They're like beating around the bush.
Yeah. To just sleep with other people and to not make a commitment and to be a bad person and to be able to do whatever they want to do. And if I have a problem with it, I, meaning the female in the situation, have a problem with it, the man can turn around and say, well, you ain't my girl. Well, that's not an excuse for you treating me dishonorably when you've communicated to me that you're interested in me.
It's all about courting, the courting phase, all that shit.
Yeah, like for the life of me, I don't know why it's complicated as an actual relationship choice on social media. That's the dumbest shit ever.
Like
nothing should be complicated.
We're fucking, but we're not together. That's pretty much
what he said. Nothing should be complicated.
He likes me and I like him, but he doesn't know what I want. I don't know what I want.
And by all means, if it's a two grown people in a consensual situation, by all means, both of y'all get your nut. I'm not saying that the only way you can have sex is by being in a monogamous relationship. What I'm saying is all of these titles and these illusions, talking, pre-dating, it's an excuse for you to handle someone else's feelings and body irresponsibly and not have to deal with the consequences. And that is where the bullshit comes in.
Yeah, that's when it's time to grow up.
Yeah.
Always call a spade a spade. And that's what people don't want to do. They want to hide behind all this other shit, and I'm just not with that.
There's a lot of jokes I could really say right now, but I'm gonna keep this to myself. you like the keep it to myself.
It's not that show, man. It's not that show. We're not that show.
I'm grown. I'm grown.
At least until we get sponsorship. Maybe we'll be that show with sponsorship.
Yeah, maybe.
Until then, we're not that show.
I can't be that.
We have morals.
At least you know what courting means. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I got a good one, man. I'm blessed. I got a real good one.
I have good ones too. It's called My Left and My Right.
Hey-o.
Hey. Hey.
And we had some other music that dropped.
I listened to Pusha at my mind, soul, and my body. Pause.
We got so many pause moments tonight, man.
At least I said pause this time. And then Drake's little fucking shit. That's all I've been listening to, and I've been dissecting this beef left and right on some fucking Sports Center shit.
Yeah. So I went in and I took the liberty. We had ASAP Rocky.
Man, he picked the best time to drop this shit.
Oh, did he pick a great time to drop it?
Nobody gave a fuck. Everybody listened. Like, hey, this is dope. And then Drake dropped this response, and then everyone's like, well, shit.
Yeah.
It was his first album in like fucking 2 years or something, too. Damn.
Yeah, actually it was. Since Lord Flacco.
That wasn't Lord Flacco. It was Allah. What was it called? No, not Allah. I forgot what it was called. Whatever.
Yeah. It actually wasn't as bad as a lot of people were making it sound like it was. Mm-hmm. There are definitely some highlights. I like Tony Tone and Praise the Lord. Actually, there was the 3-man weave. Tony Tone, Fuck Sleep, and Praise the Lord. But it definitely did have some random ass what the fuck moments.
Really?
You got ASAP Forever, which has...
Oh, damn, Kenny Smith?
It has Moby, T.I., and Kid Cudi.
That's random.
And out of like... When you're listening, obviously I'm driving around, so I don't have time to look. I'm just waiting for the tracks to pop up. And T.I. just starts talking out of nowhere.
About what? using big ass words for no damn
The
reason.
sincere consciousness of what's going on eloquently in the world.
It was just so random, and then it led to Rest in Peace Big Phil and Rest in Peace to Yams, and I was like, I don't think that went with what you were talking about, but yes, rest in peace to them. But okay, I'm not even gonna try.
Just had to shout them out.
And then Cuddy comes out and it's like, okay. And then I'm guessing Moby was on the production side of it. That was where
why
his
was
feature
he
came.
featured then? That's like DJ Khaled getting featured, not saying a
definitely
damn word.
I definitely prefaced this by there was some what the
Not
fuck
even
moments.
We the best?
Huh?
Not even we the best?
He don't say nothing. Well, I guess
You can't be the best if you ain't eating the box.
or producing, and that too.
Yeah. Call Drops was another what the fuck moment because then he got Kodak Black from jail, and
Is he rapping?
yeah, and we've heard how calls from jail sound like when we hear Ty Dolla $ign get TC.
That's clear as fuck. That's
And
like
the
he's
shit
in
sounds
the studio.
masterful and wonderful.
And then you hear,
where it's at least it serves its purpose. You can deal with it. And then you get Kodak Black in this feature, and it was just
Bad.
horrible. Guns and Butter with Juicy J was kind of out there.
Guns and Butter. Someone was watching Baby Boy.
Yeah.
Stupid motherfuckers.
I forgot which track. So Frank Ocean is on Purity, which is the final track. He was also uncredited on another one. And
was he rapping or singing?
Well, let's just say he washed Rocky both times.
How did he get watched on an uncredited?
Yeah, I know.
How's that possible?
I know.
How? Sway?
I know. There were two highlights left over. The first was OG Beeper, it's track number 10. Still in that one. And then the 12th track, which was 143rd, which is stylized as Hun and then 43rd put together. Those are two where you at least kind of, if you can at least weather through that point. The songs aren't necessarily
bad.
They're not great or like anything to like really rivet over, but at the same time, they're not bad either. Like it's if you can incorporate some of these tracks into some bona fide summertime playlist music, like that, it'll serve its purpose.
Re-listen to it.
But as far as the album, I'm not listening to
so
the album.
So it's not gonna make our list at all. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It is what it is.
I mean, I like ASAP.
There's another one. You had Ziggy Zaytoven out in Atlanta.
How
producer.
was that one?
That was what I expected. So I didn't go into it with many high expectations. I knew it was going to be a bunch of features. Push is on here though.
How to Push?
And he's on the same record with Rick Ross. Just another case of evidence where them niggas need to get
we need to make a Pusha T Rick Ross fucking playlist or something.
Yeah, I liked What You Think with him. Ty. I think that was really Ty Dolla $ign and Jeremiah leftover track because they got the compilation.
Yeah,
they're the collab album.
They re-released Beach House 3.
Yeah, he's got like 7 new songs on there.
It's not gonna help it, but whatever.
Black Privilege, Plies, Trey Songz, and Trouble. That was actually a really dope collab.
Plies who?
Trey Songz and Trouble.
Oh wow, that sounds.
That was a very southern.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a very
southern language track, and I like that. That was pretty cool. And then of course Gucci opened up the album with the intro, just hyping them up. It's only 12 tracks. Not anything major.
I know usually when those compilation albums they'd be like 20 or 30 or whatever. So.
Yeah. But Zay's not done. Him and Lecrae, they actually just announced they're dropping a joint on the 22nd of this month called let me get the exact title of this real quick.
It's gonna be something dope.
Let the Trap Say Amen.
Ooh, okay.
That title alone has my attention.
It's coming out in June?
June 22nd. Day before my birthday.
Oh, and that's before Tiana Taylor. So okay, that's
same day.
Same day. Okay, so that's good. That's like the last one.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely check out Trapholizay. It's definitely worth.
I think June 22nd is like the safe date.
It is right now.
Yeah, it's
because it's either the first. It's either gonna be the 1st or the 29th when Drake drops. No in between.
Or the 22nd. He'll probably drop during Tiana Taylor.
Be an asshole. I can see him doing that.
Yeah, the 22nd or 29th. That's when I see.
Be nice dropping. For what to these niggas and then drop on
Tiana Taylor. She's calling it the album. That's what she's calling it.
And drop on the leading lady from Good Music. Yeah, I could actually see that.
He'll do some old asshole shit. So.
Yeah. An album I was very excited to finally get a chance to listen to because, of course I was sick all last week.
Yeah.
Patrick Paige II, so the bassist from the internet.
You said that to me today, actually.
Yeah. He can actually spit. He's not just a bassist. So his album, Letters of Irrelevance, it's going to shock some people. This is a solid 11 tracks, just under 40 minutes. How I would describe it is kind of, this is what would happen if Soundwave took elements of Ab-Soul sound and then meshed them with Q's sound, and then kind of dabbled and put some live instrumentation from To Pimp a Butterfly, kind of sprinkled it in.
Just put some crack in there.
Yeah, there'll definitely be some songs. So, of course, it's the last show of the month, so the playlist will be available once we post this. Yeah. You may hear a song or two from that. I'll try to find the best ones to honor that style. But, all throughout, it starts off with his mom and one of her, I think it was one of her auditions from a while ago, where she's singing Silent Night. And then it dives into him doing what he does. And I was pleasantly... I like this record. It was cool. Sid, of course, makes an appearance on My Mind / Charge It to the Game, which was cool how they did it. Sounds just like an internet record until you get to the second half, and they flipped it to make it sound like this Houston trap sound. Really? Yeah. Nice. Definitely nice how they did that. The party song, Do My Dance, and then Get It With My Niggas that's how I just described the Ab-Soul and Q correlation. Mm-hmm. Those were the two tracks where it was like, that was dope how they actually intertwined that. Like, only 11. Okay. Only 11 tracks. Nice. Right straight to the point. And out of the 11, you got Silent Night, which was the intro track. Mm-hmm. This is mom singing. And then there's a skit called Voicemail. So really, you take those two out, it's 9 tracks. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay, then. Oh, yeah, you need to take your 3-man weave for a Pusha shit. Or is it just one? The whole album was blazing. There was no song left behind. No song left behind. We don't get into 3-man weaves when the whole, it's like To Pimp a Butterfly. I don't have a 3-man weave. You press play and you come out with tears in your eyes and you want to go mud stomp a motherfucker talking about all lives matter. Damn. And another artist I've kind of really started listening to, Boogie. From Shady. From Shady. Yeah, I saw his video for Self-Destruction last night. Is anything dropping from him? By the way the video looked, it looked really like big, not big budget, but you could tell they put some time into it. They put some money in it? Yeah. And they had this one snippet of a really slow, smooth record. I think Interscope got something planned with his ass. Okay. And he's from Compton, so I think they got something planned for him. What's the name of the video? Self-Destruction. Okay, I'm gonna check it out tonight. Yeah, we might put that on a playlist because it's a really dope song. So it's on Apple Music. It's on Apple Music. Okay. Yeah, because I saw it last night randomly on some random shit. I just wanted to see what he was up to, and I'm like, gotcha. Oh, and it was really different than any other the quote unquote shady record shit. So you can tell they're kind of putting some money behind it. Nice. So that's the thing about M and Shady Records, and he cares about his artists, unlike Arbery. Yeah, it's just his issue is he's still marketing them like it's 2001. Yeah. But the way the video looked, it actually looked kind of dope. We're hopeful something's gonna drop. Hopefully, I don't know when. Okay. Maybe an EP or something. I can rock with that. Yeah. So some other shit that was going on. Morgan fucking Freeman. Yeah. Damn it. So he's accused of sexual misconduct, but I actually watched the clip from 2 of the women. Mm-hmm. Did you watch that clip? Mm-mm. Nigga. I watched that shit and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That's what you categorize as sexual assault? What was he doing? So it was when they were promoting that flick for when, I don't want to call them old heads, but when they did the Vegas shit? Yeah. Yeah. And I forgot who one of the actors was, but he was saying I made a mistake and I complimented a woman on being pregnant and she wasn't pregnant. And Morgan Freeman, he was like staring off in space. And what he said was, I wish I was there for that. You do not think this woman had the audacity to say he was just staring at me like he was undressing me, and then he just looked at me and said, I wish I was there for that. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, I'm not even going to treat this the same exact way. Let's wait to see what really takes place and happens, because if that's your case for evidence, fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. I'm not going for that. Yeah, pretty much. So we'll see what happens with that. Tommy Loren got some drinks thrown at her at brunch, and She's lucky that it was only drinks and not hands. I'm so upset. I'm a very peaceful person, but I'm so upset I was not there to see that. Because you wanted to see it? Yeah. You can see it on repeat on Twitter. But I wish I captured the footage. I'm a magician with the camera, and that was pretty funny. So, I mean, that's the energy she wants to bring. So. I mean, she brought it a few times out. That's why I see when it comes to her, I ignore her because I ignore her, Rush Limbaugh, and Bill O'Reilly.
because they say all this shit. And what the other chick, the other crazy chick, what's her name? Ann Coulter or whatever her name is.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Ann Coulter. Yeah,
I ignored them because they said some wild racist shit. And I was looking at them, and it's like, I think the Boondocks is the one that showed that. And it's like, y'all don't believe this shit. Y'all just doing this shit for money. Because when Rush Limbaugh went on Family Guy and he was making fun of himself, I'm like, yeah, you're doing this for the checks. You don't believe half this shit you're saying.
Nah.
So, I would say Alex Jones, but that nigga is like mentally unstable. I really think he is. You know who I'm talking about? Alex Jones? Yeah, I think that nigga really is mentally unstable. So, Tammy Malone, she's in that category. So,
so like I said, she got some drinks tossed on her, and
that's what she gets.
Mm-hmm.
If only we were there.
Sterling Brown got tased by the po-po.
Yeah, the footage actually came out from this incident happened back in January. The footage actually came out. He was tased and hounded by 5 Milwaukee Police Department just because he was double parked in a Walmart.
So he was parked while being black.
Yeah, basically. And again, to show the difference between the NBA and the NFL, the Milwaukee Bucks came out and specifically stated this is why we stand and we encourage our players to use their platforms because we are 100% behind them and we want to know the names. We want to know what took place.
There we go.
So prayers and thoughts and support go up to Sterling Brown.
Yep.
Music heads, especially the producers, y'all gonna be excited to hear Fruity Loops is now Mac friendly. It's no longer exclusive to.
What was it exclusive for?
Windows.
So they're all making that shit on Windows. Wow. Yeah. And they never made it for MacBook. Wow.
It is now Mac compatible. There's 4 different versions of it. One's the $99 version, which doesn't come with any plugins or anything. It's just the DAW. Second one is $199, gets you a few, I think up to 8 different plugins. $299 gets you some decked out stuff. And then you got the $899 version where you get the shit.
Ooh, the shit.
Yes. So
you could be just like, what's his name? Who got famous on Fruity Loops?
Shit.
I think Lex Luger. No.
Lex Luger and Southside.
And I think, what's his name?
Soulja Boy.
That's Soulja Boy, and who's a dude, ashy nigga? Young Chop.
Young Chop, yeah.
And Hit Boy, too, I think. And DJ Mustard.
Yes, well, a lot of people don't understand is that there's some big names that do use Fruity Loops. It's just the difference between them and those guys that made their names up is those were strictly the softwares that they were going through. Yeah. So it wasn't like they were just starting stuff here or there and then going into other ones. But that's a big step. I mean, Fruity Loops is just part of the culture
and people didn't, and people
Pro Tools.
Some people didn't like, some real producers, quote unquote real producers, didn't like it because like, it's so easy to make a hit record. I'm like, why don't you do it?
Why don't you do it? Shit. If you don't have the access that the Dre's and the Pharrells have, why are you looking down on it? Go make a hit.
Yeah, see, Dre don't. I don't know what kind of technology Dre be using. Shit.
Dre got Monster.
Yeah, himself.
Dre is his own software.
Literally.
So I'm definitely gonna look at that's probably something I'm gonna put on my Christmas list.
Nashville is gonna be hosting the draft, huh?
Yeah, next year's 2019 draft will be in Nashville.
Random. They even got Tennessee. Ugh.
Oh man, the market's built for that. They're gonna go country crazy out there. And then Arizona gets Super Bowl 57 in 2023, and New Orleans gets Super Bowl 58. New Orleans is a fun time.
Yeah, WrestleMania was just out there, man. I saw a lot of my friends and wrestlers. They were saying like, "Hey, it was one of the best spots." So
Arizona's cool too. It's just hot as fuck.
Yeah, like right now,
very very hot. So shouts out to those 2 cities. And then last but not least, Anderson .Paak's album is expected to be on the way, hopefully by the end of summer.
And Dr. Dre made the announcement?
Yeah. So
I don't believe it.
No. He didn't make the announcement when it was going to drop. He made the announcement that the album's title is Oxnard Ventura.
Still don't believe it. I don't believe anything Dre says.
Well, you can say you don't believe
because of Detox and all the other shit.
Yeah, but you can say you don't believe it's going to be called Oxnard Ventura.
Bishop Lamont's coming.
But the fact that his previous 2 albums were Venice and Malibu, I'm inclined to say, that's going to be the album.
And plus, he dropped an album.
And he dropped the single. That you can, Bubbling, which you'll catch on the playlist as well.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't believe anything Dre's saying.
Yeah, for me, though, Anderson .Paak has more leeway because he still operates under...
Aftermath.
He's kind of in that Kendrick boat where, Kendrick is Aftermath, but Kendrick runs strictly through Top Dog.
And he's yet to use a Dr. Dre beat.
Yeah.
I mean, he's jumped on Compton, but he really has
That was just Blaze.
That was just Blaze all over
Just
the
Blaze
Compton?
did Compton. That wasn't Dre.
Dre didn't do nothing. Who told you this?
It was mixing. That was Dre's contribution. He mixed it.
So-
Compton, just
no,
Blaze.
no. I'm talking about the album Compton, Dr. Dre's Compton.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, that was so. There's that.
Say what?
No. I was talking about the song.
Yeah,
Compton.
I know the song. I'm talking about the actual like album.
Yeah, Anderson .Paak and Kendrick, they shined on that album.
Yeah, that was Well, yeah, because Chronic, who shined on that one? Snoop. And Chronic 2001, M shined, and this one it was Kendrick.
This one was more unorthodox. This was very unorthodox because it was Justice. It was
what happened to him? He got really quiet after that album.
Yeah, Justice. The cat from Carolina.
Damn, yeah, he had like a buzz going.
I'll pull it up right now.
I know exactly who you're talking about too. He disappeared, and what happened to Reason? I know
King Mez.
King Mez,
so King Mez from Carolina
disappeared.
Yeah,
gone. And then only one who shot was Anderson .Paak.
That's why I say Compton is really to me like Godfather 3, where it was you're missing key characters, and a few of them do come back, and then you got the case where you have somebody that plays an important role in this didn't even show up in the first two, which case point would be Ice Cube.
Ice Cube did.
Ice Cube wasn't on Chronic or Chronic 2001.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. True. You got somebody who I would say is Rocco Lampone, that was Corrupt. Yep. He's on the first two one. You don't see him anywhere in the third one. This one it was. I wouldn't say there was necessarily a star as much as it was like an ensemble cast. Yeah. Featuring Dre, of course, which was, Michael Corleone. So that covers out all the news for the week.
As we're wrapping up, Game 7 has just literally begun doing the introduction.
Player introduction. So that means we've got just enough time to get to some LeBron polls real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
When it comes to the whole beef with Pusha.
Yeah, of course, we put up some polls every week, and you can hit us on Twitter. That's iLLogical SP. Let's see. What do you want to start with?
Talk about the beef first. Yeah. See, I told you not to. I told the intern not to post the oh my god, not the poll about what track was better, Infrared or Drake's response. What was it? We didn't even tell the title.
Well,
of Drake's record.
let's just start from the beginning because before that we actually had Nicki involved with this.
Oh yeah.
So we asked the voters, did Nicki push her album back because she was feeling the pressure? And 80% said yes, she was feeling the pressure. Yep. Then we solely get to Daytona, which is the cover art for Daytona. We gave you three options. 18% said if the music's good, I don't care what the art is. 27% said the art was disrespectful. And then the remaining 55% called it art. Said it was art. And then another poll got put in, which was which album had the better production.
See, this was like a little light debate that happened on Twitter that was going on. What production was better? Was Kanye's Mentor, No ID's production on Hope's 444 better? Or was Kanye's production on Daytona better?
And 56% said Kanye's on Daytona.
What do you think?
It's too early to tell. 444 has been out for a year now. Daytona's been out for a weekend. I need more time to sit with it.
Because Kanye's, they both used soulful beats. That was the thing about it. But
there's a difference in how they used them.
Yeah, No ID had the uplift. You had the Stevie Wonder samples and all the other stuff. And Kanye
this was grit and grind.
Gritty. Like it's like I said, you like tonight. It's like James Brown came in the studio high as fuck and said, "Let's make an album." Yeah. So I mean, that's James Brown either way. He was high either way when he showed up in the studio.
James Brown, Jesus. There was an interview that popped up with James Brown years ago. He would have never survived this climate with women talking about sexual abuse. There was a point where he was talking about being in a case like that, and he's just mumbling drunk off his ass, and nobody said a word about it.
See, Chadwick Boseman, man, Black Panther. Y'all need to see Get Up, man. I still say to this day, Chadwick Boseman should have won an Oscar for his portrayal of James Brown. That was fucking amazing. And he played Jackie Robinson.
Yeah. He's had a lot of roles.
Yeah, and man, he's getting so fed up of doing the Wakanda Forever salute.
He at this point, he's like, don't even wake my ass up. Don't snap me back from dust until the end of Black Panther 2.
Speaking of that, you know that they're thinking about bringing Donald Glover in for Black Panther 2 as a villain? Yeah.
She goes, and she raises her hand, and she goes, "Can we end this already?" He said that was Donald Glover.
That sounds like something Donald Glover. I don't know how they're going to bring him in if he's in Homecoming. If he's in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah. They'll find a way.
Marvel will find a way.
Motherfucking Michael B. Jordan was a Fantastic Four member, so
But Marvel
even though they got to redo that later when they finally get those rights.
If they get it, because Comcast is coming in.
Yeah, you know what's about to happen, but we just gotta let it play out. Now we get to the nitty gritty when it comes to Drake. What was more shocking, the fact that Drake even responded within 12 hours, or the fact that he even responded at all? And 59% said that they were more shocked that Drake responded within the 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that leads
Chris
to
Paul looking pissed. He's already pissed. He knows what's about to happen.
So then that leads into which was the better diss, Infrared or Duppy Freestyle?
Duffy.
And 78% said Duppy Freestyle.
It was a Duffy or Duffy?
Duppy.
Man,
Duppy is dialect for ghost. I'll have to look into that more. Just not to see if that's authentic, but I have to look into that. See what that represents.
They say it's like a Toronto slang or some shit like that.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it was, but I'll look into that. I don't have time. And then the final poll, which was who brought the most smoke this Memorial Day weekend. 7% said Rhymefest. 27%. It was actually a two-way tie with 27%. 27% said Kim Kardashian West. Another 27% said Push. But 39% said it was all Drake.
Drake brought all the smoke, huh?
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not going to discredit it.
I'm not going to discredit Infrared either.
I mean, hey, hip hop, baby.
It is hip hop.
Hip hop. That's all that matters.
A response is coming. We don't know when. We don't know how. But when it comes, you will know.
Motherfucking come.
Oh, it will come. And maybe Kanye gonna say something.
Never know. Never know in this climate.
Because he left some straight bullets for Kanye.
Right.
That was the one that was tripping me out.
Right.
I think he was more mad that Kanye produced the record and he's like, "You still gonna let him diss me?" I'm like, dude, he produced 2 birds, 1 stone, so you gotta deal with it.
Yeah. Once again, those are the iLLogical polls for the week going into episode 90. Of course, you can hit us up on
the Twitter.
Yeah, iLLogical SP throughout the week. We'll have some more polls up there. Of course, you can hit us on Instagram at The iLLogical Sense. Mm-hmm. You want to plug your social media, young lady?
If you would like to see tweets about my amazing boyfriend and food I like and me taking naps, my Twitter is Rissa_the_great.
And of course, you want to follow me, Mr. Busby 408.
And of course, all across my social media platforms, JC No Headaches. And that concludes Bring Your Girlfriend to Work Day.
She come back more often.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. And happy birthday to me. I'm 29 today.
Happy birthday to my baby.
29 and getting younger. Hell yeah. And fuck Jed York.